Welcome to Papermaker Stadium here in Kimberly, the site for tonight's opening round WIAA playoff game between the visiting Appleton North Lightning and the host Kimberly Papermakers. It's Division I playoff action tonight. I'm Ricardo Arguello, hanging out with Brett Christopherson, bringing you those high-definition shots. Jim Rosandick, all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin, another digital live stream. And Brett, I feel like we were just here.
Deja vu all over again, right?
All over again, and in the second year that this has happened, we're seeing these two epic rivals face each other.
Coin flip game, Ricardo. I don't know what to think. I mean, last week was a battle, 1-point game, 10-9. Kimberly winning that one, and in the waning moments, a 2-point conversion attempt that was not successful for Appleton North, and a defensive battle. And there's not much more to say, right? I mean, does somebody have a trick up their sleeve tonight, perhaps, to try to maybe offset what these two teams know so well about each other? I mean, same thing happened last year. Week 9 they played. First round of the playoffs they played. This is going to go down to the end, and I still think somebody's going to pull. One of these two teams has got something in store, something ready to go that hasn't been seen, and maybe that's the difference tonight. But otherwise, this is going to be a nip-and-tuck game throughout, a defensive battle again throughout.
Brett, it's late October here. It's starting to get a little brisk, but I'll let everyone know Brett's here in short.
Yes, sir.
So that's what, 10 weeks in a row?
10 weeks in a row, Ricardo.
You going to try for that next week as well?
I have tied my record.
Okay.
I'm going for the all-timer next week, depending on Mother Nature.
Well, we're excited to bring you this live stream. We think this is one of the best area game. You can't get any better than these two juggernauts facing off against each other. Let's get to know them a little bit. I will read the Kimberly notes, and Brett will follow with Appleton North. Brett, every week put these together like the great guy he is.
I'm not bad, huh?
No, you do a great job with this, Brett. Really do appreciate it. Well, what do we know about Kimberly? Well, the Papermakers are 7-1. The number 2 seed, Kimberly Papermakers, coming off a 10-9 win over Appleton North last Friday in the FBA regular season finale here at Papermaker Stadium. That was a game that we streamed. Marcus Doucette, he's back in his first game back since breaking his collarbone in week 2. He scored on an 8-yard touchdown run in the second quarter that gave Kimberly a 7-3 lead. Maddox Hermes, their outstanding kicker, give the Papermakers a 10-3 advantage in the fourth quarter on a 29-yard field goal. Doucette, he led a balanced ground game with 89 yards on 16 carries as Kimberly rushed for 174 yards total. Keegan Plew finished with 69 yards on 12 attempts. Quarterback Braden Ellefson threw for 51 yards on 5 of 13 passing. Carter Howard, he was the favorite receiver, 3 catches, 37 yards, while Aaron Cullen finished with 2 catches for 14 yards. Now, defensively, Ellefson, he had a team-high 9 tackles. Connor Olson and Trent Dunk also had interceptions for Kimberly. And on the season, Ellefson has thrown for 877 yards and 10 touchdowns while completing 63% of his passes. Brett, he is the FBA's first teamer on the all-conference team. Keegan Plew led the way in rushing with 650 yards and 9 touchdowns this season. His rushing yardage is ranked 3rd in the conference. He's also averaging 9 yards per carry and 92.9 yards a game. Ellefson next with 286 yards and 8 touchdowns. Brady Bell, don't forget about Brady Bell. He checks in with 285 yards and 6 touchdowns. Now, Howard is the team leader in catches with 29. He caught 29 of those for 456 yards and 6 touchdowns. Cullen is next with 19 catches for 292 yards and a pair of scores. On the defensive side, Tyler Williamson, leading tackler with 50 stops. Ellefson right behind. He has 48. Sawyer Hanlon is tops in sacks with 3. And let's look at some of the team stats. Kimberly's averaging 131.6 passing yards a game. They're allowing 108.4. On the ground, Papermakers are averaging 205 rushing yards and allowing 142.8. And in scoring, they're averaging just a shade under 35 points. They're allowing 12.5. That's a difference of 23.5 points. So fantastic difference there for the Papermakers. Now, if they win, they'll play either Neenah or Milwaukee Hamilton Audubon Technology next Friday in a WIAA Division I second round game. Come on, you know that's going to be Neenah, Brett.
Yeah, running score or running clock, right?
Yeah, they might be in running clock already. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock on that second round game. Brett, what can you tell me about those Appleton North Lightning?
Appleton North 5-4. We mentioned Kimberly 7-1, but the 7th-seeded Lightning, as Ricardo mentioned, 10-9 loss to Kimberly last Friday here at Papermaker Stadium, a game we streamed. Appleton North on the cusp of potentially winning the game when Charlie Olson hooked up with Grant Hardy on a 47-yard touchdown toss with under a minute to play, but the Lightning's 2-point conversion attempt fell incomplete, and Kimberly then recovered the subsequent onside kick to try to secure the win. Mason Skorstad supplied the only other points for Appleton North on a 27-yard field goal. That was the first quarter that gave the Lightning a 3-0 lead. Olsen 164 yards on 14 of 25 passing. He was also the leading rusher with 60 yards on 12 runs. Overall, Appleton North finished with just 68 yards on the ground on 20 attempts. 7 different players caught passes for the Lightning, with Hardy's 4 receptions for 64 yards leading the way. Caden Prince finished with 3 receptions for 30 yards, while Michael Guido added 2 grabs for 32 yards defensively. Ben Wenzel recorded a game-high 12 tackles. Bobby Psalm next with 8 tackles. I'll do the team stats here in a moment. We're just about winding down here pregame. We're going to do our national anthem first, and then I will return and do the Appleton North team stats.
National anthem. We encourage you to join in singing.
Great job by the Kimberly Marching Band on the national anthem. Gives me an opportunity, Ricardo, to finish up the team stats for Appleton North on the season. Charlie Olsen, he has thrown for 1,143 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's completed 60% of his passes. Passing yardage ranks 3rd in the FEA, by the way. He does have 6 interceptions. Bobby Psalm leads a balanced rushing attack with 399 yards and 3 TDs. He's averaging 5.5 yards per carry, 44.3 yards per game. DJ Wilson is next with 274 yards and a touchdown, while Olsen is 3rd with 272 yards and 3 scores. Keegan Muchow is tops on the team in receptions with 27. He has 208 receiving yards and a touchdown. Guido, the most receiving yards with 361 and 2 TDs on 24 catches. And Hardy is next with 20 receptions for 280 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the defensive side, Psalm, Ricardo, check this, a league best 102 tackles to lead the team. 3 of those have been for a loss. He also has 2 forced fumbles. Wenzel is next with 81 stops, which ranks 2nd in the FEA. Brady Golden has been credited with 2.5 sacks, while Christian West and Ezra Bowman Barnes have 2 sacks apiece. And Daniel Garrigan's 4 interceptions are tops on the team in that category. As a team, Appleton North averaging 136 passing yards per game and allowing 83. Lightning are averaging 128.6 rushing yards per game and allowing 146.2. Appleton North on the scoreboard averaging 16.1 points per game and allowing just 11.3. And as Ricardo mentioned, the winner of this one takes on either Neenah or Milwaukee Hamilton Audubon Technology next Friday. That will be a WIAA Division I second round game. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Also want to thank our season sponsors, Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Hey, Ricardo, Black Friday is starting early at Cellcom. Now through November 4th, choose a smartphone for just $1 per month. Visit cellcom.com for details and get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Custom embroidery, screen printing, and graphic design. Cooney's does it all. Visit them online at Cooney'sEmbroideryandSportswear.com. I'm Brett Christopherson. He's Ricardo Arguello. Also hanging out with us is Jim Rosandick. He is better known as Rosie. And this is our Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week live stream, the rematch, Ricardo. These two teams faced off last week. And here we are again, same place, same matchup, just like last season. Kimberly will kick off to open this Division I game. Bobby Salm and number 21, Sean Hansen, back waiting for this opening kick. Ricardo, can't believe here we are.
It's going to be a great one, and they always are.
Anybody on our YouTube chat or on Twitter, send us scores if you know what's going on around the region here in the Fox Valley, Northeast Wisconsin, throughout the state, really. I'm at PC Bretzi on Twitter or X. Ricardo's at Ricardo De Leon, and Rosie's at Metal Rosie, METALROSIE. It looks like we have an active chat going on YouTube as well. Also want to thank Athletic Director Ryan McGinnis for making sure we're good to go, and the crew here at Kimberly. Always appreciate the hospitality. And Rosie's on the other side of the wall, Ricardo. A couple weeks ago, he was dipping his hands into the crock pot full of wings. So
nice.
Rosie gets all the grub as Bobby Salm fakes the handoff on the kickoff. He keeps it, brought down by number 24. That's Brennan Resch, and we are underway here in this first round game. So what do you think, Ricardo? I mean, these two teams know each other, right? Rivals for what seems like forever.
I don't expect anything less than a close game.
But do you agree that one of these teams has to pull out a surprise somewhere,
Get
right?
out of the box a little bit, you mean?
So something unscouted.
A little bit, yeah. But it's hard to tell a team that, Brett. You're here because of what got you here, right?
Yeah, good point. Well, Charlie Olson waiting, slinging it to the right side. Ooh. Salm with the catch, but right there on the tackle, that's senior defensive back Mikey Wilds. Maybe a couple yards to open this game.
Yeah, again, with last week's game going right down to the wire, Appleton North is feeling pretty good. I talked to Coach Salm afterwards, and he knew his team was going to feel confident no matter who they were playing.
Going to get a pre-snap false start. I know there was a lot of controversy this past week about the seeding process and what's going on and all that stuff, but in some ways it does feel like this Appleton North team, a team we've seen a number of times now this season, Ricardo, a bit underseeded at number 7. I know they're 5-4, but
the problem is Appleton North is in the same quadrant with all the other great teams.
What a gauntlet. I mean, you think that that could have been spread out a little bit better. Olsen going to fire incomplete. Guido, the intended target there, so 3rd and long coming up for Appleton North on this opening series. Kimberly leads the all-time series 23-11. Papermakers have won 15 of the last 16 meetings. Lightning's lone victory in that stretch actually was a playoff game. That was a state quarterfinal back in 2021. Appleton North winning that one. That was at what was that night? That was here, I think, 21-10. Papermaker Stadium back in 2021. So here we go. Charlie Olson directing traffic. He's got DJ Wilson next to him. Waiting for the snap. Olson going to run to his left, fire it down the field, and whoa! And there's a flag there, and that's going to be defensive pass interference.
Yeah, I saw a grab there, Brett.
And that's a big play there because that ball, Ricardo, was high. That's exactly the call. So let the officials figure this all out here. We'll mark it off.
Should be at the 39.
Yeah, first down. Right at the 35-yard line. You can hear some Kimberly fans in front of us saying that was too high, but he was held, Ricardo. There was a lot of clutching and grabbing as they were jumping for that ball. So a fresh set of downs on the defensive penalty against Kimberly. And now we got too many guys moving. A little sloppy here to begin this game.
A lot sloppy. So, Brett, the last 4 plays we've had three penalties and an incompletion.
Yeah. Got Julie Harchis on our chat, Ricardo. Kimberly boys volleyball won, beating Appleton East tonight. They're going to play Nina on Tuesday. Congratulations there as playoffs well underway.
Thank you, Julie.
Also,
there's an early score there. Did you see that?
No.
Oshkosh North leading West of Pierce 7-0.
Oh, wow. There's going to be some crazy scores tonight. What do we have again? Another procedure call, Ricardo? Wow. Is that 3 procedure calls already against Appleton North?
Yes.
That is not going to sit well with Rob Salm and his coaching staff at Appleton North. That reminds me, Ricardo, I want to mention to everybody that Kimberly boys soccer, Papermakers taking on De Pere tomorrow night at 7 o'clock right here at the middle school. There's a soccer field, I believe, right behind Papermaker Stadium.
Yeah, right by the parking lot there, behind the parking lot.
Yeah, so check out the Papermakers and the Redbirds in a regional championship game in boys soccer. Whoop. Guido slipped there in motion, and I think we have another penalty. And it's another one, Ricardo. Another procedure call. Holy smokes.
Well, maybe they're getting this out of the system.
Just trying to get binoculars over on that Appleton North coaching sideline and kind of looking at Rob Salm. He just kind of head down a little bit and come on, guys. It's 3 straight procedure calls. First and 25. And 4 already tonight. Olsen fires to his left, incomplete. Ball knocked in the air. Connor Olsen, the senior defensive back, on coverage. Jack Kangas, the senior tight end, the intended target there. Ricardo, 2nd and 25, and a lot of early mistakes here.
Inauspicious beginning for Appleton North. So 2nd and 25 from the 20. Appleton North going the wrong way, Brett, on offense so far.
You know, we talk a lot about that Appleton North defense, but that Kimberly defense pretty darn good too. And that defensive front in particular, outstanding. Of course, every level is outstanding. So you're playing this far behind the sticks, not easy. Wilson with the catch, breaks a tackle. But that's number 2, Mikey Wilds there quickly to bring down Wilson, 3rd and long coming up. And if you're Appleton North, Ricardo on 3rd and what? 3rd and almost 20. You got to be careful here and not try to force the issue and maybe just live to play another down, as they say, and trust your defense, because that's a special group over there as well. Olsen got some time. Here comes McGivern. Whoa. Or check that Hanlon.
You say McGivern?
I did. Hardy with the reception. Benny Kiefer holding on. And that'll set up 4th down. Yeah, not McGivern. Well, he was pretty darn good too, right? Sawyer Hanlon was the one.
He's over at Yale now.
Sawyer Hanlon in pursuit. Already Nina up 8-0 over Milwaukee Hamilton. Winner of this one takes on the winner of that one. We got to think Rockets should have an easy one here in the first round. Whoa, almost a block punt. And good job by Carter Howard, number 14, on the fair catch. Boy, that pretty heavy pressure on the punt. Good job by Hardy to get it off. Last time these two teams met in the playoffs, that was last year. Same place, same round, first round. Kimberly winning that one 10-7. A week after both teams faced off in the regular season finale. Remember Hunter Berry? He put the Papermakers on the board in the first quarter. He had a 33-yard field goal. Kimberly then increased its lead 10-zip in the second when Carson Pendleton hooked up with Marcus Doucette on an 11-yard scoring pass. And Ellefson going to the air right away and dropped by Howard.
Sloppy, Brett.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. I think Howard there just trying to make a play before he secured the catch. Appleton North, talking about that last year, the playoff game, their only touchdown came in the third quarter, an 8-yard run by Bobby Song. Kimberly's defense came up with 2 picks, limited the Lightning to 158 total yards in that one. Appleton North's defense, meanwhile, held the Papermakers to 187 total yards. So I'm thinking we're going to see something similar again tonight. Both defenses shining throughout the season. Ellefson again. And
right through the hands.
Yeah, a little off target. Third and 10 coming up. Maybe that's the wrinkle, Ricardo, we were talking about. Remember, there was such a run-heavy game planned for the Papermakers last week, coming out firing with Ellefson 0 for 2 so far to start this one.
Beaver Dam up 7-0 over Menasha.
Ooh.
Amherst up 14-0 over Oostburg. Just getting these scores out as I get them.
Third and 10, Ellefson waiting for it. Howard in motion, Doucette next to Ellefson. Ellefson drops back, and pressure. Ellefson, nope. Good pursuit. I think number 72, one of the first ones there for Appleton North. Jack Hawkins, the senior defensive lineman, and that's a 3-and-out.
3 plays, 1 yard. Not what Kimberly expected on their first drive, Brett.
On Bumper Kimberly, number 10, Maddox Hermes.
Whoa, nice. Whoa, fumble. And I think Guido was able to land on it. Took a good bounce back towards him. Kind of bobbled it on the catch. Tried to take off and then lost the ball for a moment. But no harm, no foul. Ball at the 35-yard line. Ricardo, should we start over?
I think that's what, both offenses, a little dysfunctional in on their first position. Now, yeah, if you're Appleton North, things should be okay. Let's start over, guys. No harm done, right?
Oshkosh North now up 14-zip over West Appear. Whoa. What's going on there? Wilson now with it. Yeah, a couple yards maybe. You wouldn't think that either team would be all that uptight. I mean, I know it's win or go home, but boy, you just played each other and you know each other. It's kind of just an extension of the FVA season.
Yeah, but postseason is a different animal, though. I mean, it's the lose and go home. Maybe that's on the back of their minds. It's just it was a very odd start to this game.
Well, we got some odd scores coming in. Again, Oshkosh North on top of West Appear 14. We kind of had West Appear and Kaukauna meeting later on in the playoffs in a state quarterfinal, I believe. Olsen now going to fire over the middle. Nice toss to Hardy, who's on the run. Still on his feet inside the 40. Finally brought down Ricardo. Nice little slant. And Olsen just fired one right in stride. And there's the first big offensive play of the game.
Yeah, Brett, those are timing plays. And when both the quarterback and receiver are in sync, they're really fun to watch. Then you see Hardy, Brett, and the standout basketball player really making his presence known on the field.
So 1st and 10, Appleton North now in Kimberly territory. Olsen waiting for it. There's Guido. And, I think Olsen, he's somehow busts through. Still on his feet inside the 15 near the 10. Ricardo, that faked me out. I thought he wanted to hand it off to Wilson for a minute. I thought it was a busted play, but then he took off. So how about that?
Brett, back-to-back 26-yard plays for Olsen. The pass to Hardy and then that run up the middle.
1st and 10 at the 11. Guido in motion again. This time Wilson with it. And Ellefson brings Wilson down. Maybe got a yard. Boy, if you're the Kimberly defense now, Ricardo, try to win it would be a win just to hold Appleton North to a field goal attempt.
Absolutely. Second and 9. Nice drive thus far. Big plays for Appleton North. Was this a timeout?
Equipment issue, yep. That's number 33, Jack Kangas. And coming in, looks like number 90, Max Krull, the junior tight end. So we'll try it again. Olsen has Psalm behind him now, waiting for the snap. Little pitch to Psalm, and Psalm a couple yards, third and, what about 5 coming up? Third and 6 maybe.
Again, they could still get a first down, Brett, inside the 1.5.
Yeah. Taking a long time here in the huddle. Back judge hasn't raised his arm yet, so everything looks good for Appleton North as Olsen waits for the snap again. Now Psalm leaves, and there's a touchdown. It is, and that's Grant Hardy on the 7-yard touchdown toss.
Brett, that was a nice route by Hardy, able to get separation on the move in the end zone, and Olsen found him. Very nice drive, some big plays for Appleton North. Brett, we've kind of been waiting for the Lightning to find its groove on offense, so right away, Brett, they're up possibly 7-0 with this extra point attempt.
Yeah, Mason Skorstad out for the PAT. And is that more movement again? Another procedure call. That's the bad news, Ricardo. The good news is Skorstad has a great leg. So I don't think moving him back 5 yards is going to matter a whole heck of a lot. But, wow, good start for Appleton North. Getting that 3-and-out defensively after really misfiring on its own offensive series to start the game. And this time, Appleton North marches right down the field as now Skorstad waiting for, high snap. Good job by the hold, and it is through. And as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard, Appleton North strikes first, Lightning up 7-0 over Kimberly in this Division I playoff matchup.
Just updating my Twitter. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N. Brett's at PC Brett, and Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
So let's see how the Papermakers respond. Down 7-0 midway through the first quarter. Ricardo, that was a nice drive.
It was, and we knew this was going to be a close game. We knew Appleton North had played them toe-to-toe last week. It was going to be a struggle for both teams. A grinder, as they say.
There's the kick. And Carter Howard has it at about the 12 as he's looking for some running room, and he's found a seam. Howard turning on the Jets. Nobody's going to catch Carter Howard. He is into the end zone, and there is a response by the Papermakers. What are we saying, about 88 yards?
Yeah, it's about that, Brett. I unfortunately was glancing down at my notes. But hey, that's the way to respond, Brett.
I'm going to say 88 yards. Looked like he fielded it, Ricardo, at about the 12. And, boy, he had a lane. Great blocking up front by that return unit. And Ricardo, once he got through, nobody was going to catch him. He turned on those afterburners, and I don't even think he got touched on that return.
I don't think he did either.
Maddox Hermes, there's a penalty again. And what are we going to have here? I think that's on Appleton North, Ricardo. Looks like that's offsides. And now you have a decision to make if you're Chad Michaelwitz. Do you try for 2 here? Well, right now Maddox Hermes in the kicking team still out there. And they're going to just kind of business as usual. Maddox Hermes, the Diesel, as we've been told his nickname is going to try to punch this one through. He's got a great leg as well. Both teams with excellent kickers, which could be interesting because this game could come down to a late kick. But again, as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard, just like that, we're all tied up 7 apiece on that 88-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Carter Howard. You know, it's interesting, Ricardo. Carter Howard, had the drop in that initial offensive series, and then I think another one went through his hands, I want to say, near the sideline there as well. And I noticed that Chad Michaelwitz, the head coach, wasn't all that pleased with Carter, and, typical coach stuff. And Carter responds as you would expect a senior to do and just takes it all the way to the house. So
Amherst 21-0 over Oostburg. Wapaka 7-6 over La Crosse Logan.
Wapaka could be a dark horse.
They have some playmakers over there. Menasha 7, Beaver Dam 7. Thank you, Mike Sherry, for updating us.
Is that where he's at?
I believe that's where he's at.
Menasha Beaver Dam? So he's at Calder Stadium down the road.
And I got to give credit to Dan Cohn, Jim Oscola. Or I think maybe it's just Dan back at the office who's updating. Jim, if you are as well, let me know. I'm looking at our teams convo to try to get some updated scores that way too. Kewanee 14, Brilliant nothing. De Pere 7-0 over Milwaukee King.
Touchback. So Appleton North will start on its own 20-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like both Jim Oscola and Dan Cohn are back in the office checking the scores. So we appreciate you guys updating the scores. We'll try to read off as many as you put out.
Well, let's see how the Lightning respond to that kickoff return for a score. That's Charlie Olson. There's nothing there. A whole bunch of Papermakers wrapping up the Lightning quarterback. Second down coming up. Charlie Olson, 6'2", 200-pound senior quarterback. Having a nice season for the Lightning.
Franklin 7, Fond du Lac 0, Brett. Bayport 7, Milwaukee Bradley Tech 6. Those are early first quarter scores.
So I know, Ricardo, you were kind of looking at that Franklin Fond du Lac game. That's a 1-8 seed, of course, Franklin, top-ranked team in the state. But you thought maybe Fond du Lac playing a little bit better football. We talked about it in our 920 Sports podcast.
Yeah, and some of their wins were kind of close wins, too. So maybe that was a bit wishful thinking. But, yeah, it's just weird seeing Fond du Lac as an 8 seed, Brett.
Yeah, I mean, saw him. Nothing there. Guess who? Sawyer Hanlon busting through into the backfield and dropping. Saw him for a loss. Sawyer Hanlon, a 6'3", 250-pound senior defensive lineman, one of Ricardo's elite 11 football players. Well, that Fond du Lac, what did they start out 0-5? They had just an absolute brutal schedule, but then their wins kind of came against some of the lower echelon teams in the FBA, so we'll see how that one goes.
Freedom and St. Croix Central tied at 7, Brett.
That's a battle. Charlie Olson waiting. Play fake to Wilson, and it was knocked down. Pass was knocked down. And 3 and out for that Kimberly defense. And just like that, Ricardo, how quickly momentum and energy can change in a football game. And field position is going to be outstanding. And guess who's back to receive this punt?
Yeah, got to be careful. This kid's on fire.
Yep, Carter Howard back near the 50-yard line. Grant Hardy to punt it away for Appleton North. Does line drive, and if you're Howard, you just kind of let that thing bounce on the turf.
Here's a score for you, Brett. Early second quarter, Pulaski 6, Kaukauna 0.
Wow. Wouldn't that be something if you lose both Kaukauna and West Appear tonight? Something tells me both teams will figure it out.
Again, thank you to the guys at the office. Dan, Jim Ascola, Mike Sherry also. I mean, he's updating us from, I believe, the Menasha game.
No, we got it on the chat here. Fondy and Franklin tied at 7.
Okay.
Maybe
you're a little behind in watching it. La Crosse Logan up 14-7 over Wapaka.
Well, let's check this game out here. Handoff. Whoa, tripped up as Marcus Doucette, I think, just got tangled up.
Turf monster.
Well, I think he might have even tripped over Braden Ellefson. Either way, it's going to be a 2-yard loss.
Beaver Dam now leading Menasha 14-7. So 2nd and 11, Brett, here for the Papermakers. Good field position for Kimberly.
Yeah, but not a good start to that drive.
No, let's see if they get their offense going, Brett. They really struggled in that first drive against the Lightning defense.
Ellefson. Yeah, he fakes the throw and, wow, escapes one tackler and gets near the sticks. I think he'll be a yard shy. Good job by Braden Ellefson, Ricardo. Big, strong kid, 6'3", 215 pounds. Not easy to bring down, and was able to break himself free and get about 5, 6, 7 extra yards on that run.
Yeah, he got 10, Brett. They're short by a yard for the yard to gain, or for the line to gain. So what, 3rd and short?
3rd and short. 3rd and 1 officially, ball at the 45-yard line. Somebody else on the chat saying Fondy, that's their upset special too. So you're not alone, Ricardo.
Hey, great minds think alike.
Wildcat handoff. This time Plough gives it to Doucette. Doucette gets the first down.
Thought maybe there was a fumble there, but Plough, good hard run.
That was Doucette with the carry, but
okay.
Plough was the one who took the snap, and we have a Lightning player down. That looks like number 7, Ben Wenzel, their fantastic junior linebacker. Hope he's all right. Tough to see what the trainer's looking at. Maybe the left leg.
Oh, we hope he's all right. Wenzel's quite the linebacker.
Yeah,
Brett.
he's an outstanding player. And hope this is something that he can shake off. And trainers checking things out here.
Oh, they're asking for maybe a trainer to come out there. They're checking that left leg. Maybe the left ankle, Brett.
Looks like, I don't know if it's the ankle.
And you can see the anguish there with Wenzel, Brett. Both hands on his helmet.
Is that Coach Salm with him? I think that's Rob Salm there with Wenzel. Oh,
that's just.
He's such a great player for that defense.
Yeah, very active linebacker. He's intimidating. He plays it the way you should. It looks like they got the air brace out there, Brett. Oh, boy.
Yeah, in case it's bad, I went back. I'm not going to put the price up.
We see the Kimberly players getting on one knee. Oh, it's always tough, Brad. This game is so wonderful, but injuries do happen, some of them serious. And you never want to see a player be injured in this fashion, this serious.
Well, in the meantime, keep sending those scores in. I'm kind of looking at the chat as well, and Ricardo, Oshkosh North now, according to the chat, up 21-7.
Okay. Boy, what lit a fire under the Spartans?
Whew.
Notre Dame up 20-0 over Pewaukee. Wrightstown 7-0 over Sturgeon Bay. Brett, I'm just as shocked at you with West De Pere.
Yeah.
Did not see that.
That was a team that state championship aspirations. Now,
Yeah,
again,
absolutely.
it's early, but
They have the great quarterback.
you know, the first round always is kind of goofy over the years, but then when you add all of the craziness with the seeding now, boy, I think anything goes. You see some of these teams maybe from lesser leagues with higher seeds, and those aren't upsets anymore if they go down. Now, Oshkosh North beating at West De Pere, that's an upset because West De Pere is so talented, or a Fond du Lac if they take it to a Franklin tonight. That's a huge upset, obviously, with the Sabres top-ranked team in the state. But to me, it's not maybe as great anymore just because the seedings in these teams are kind of placed. It's a little out of whack right now.
But and if you're West De Pere, that's always a dangerous game to play when you're going against a team like Oshkosh North. Okay, they play in the FRCC North.
Yep.
But it's also, FRCC South, Brett.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
because
Yep.
Menasha beat them. I remember both Menasha and Notre Dame beat them. But all you need is a little confidence, right? A little confidence boost. You're up 21-7 over the higher seed. Brett, that's the last thing you want if you're the upper seed, to have this team stick around, have the lead even worse.
Start to
and
get
then-
a little tight, right?
You start to play a little tight. You're under the gun. But that's also what makes playoff football fantastic, Brett.
Well, I mean, here's kind of the dilemma, right, with the seedings. Of course, we want to all see it seeded as it should, but boy, from our standpoint, from a media standpoint, you get some great matchups here in these early rounds now. I mean, back-to-back Kimberly Appleton North. Can't ask for much more than that, as Wenzel's still on the field. And
St. Mary Springs up 7-0 over Winnebago Lutheran Academy. Now, listen, I know most folks are like, well, that's not really in our area, but that game is interesting because Bob Hyland, the legendary Ledgers coach from St. Mary Springs, is in his final season, Brett.
hard to believe.
All-time winningest coach in high school football, or Wisconsin high school football history.
How old is Highland now,
Oh,
would
my
you
goodness.
say?
He's early 70s, I want to say.
Well, keep going.
You think he's older than that?
I mean, just keep
just
stay on the
keep going.
field, keep coaching.
He's definitely old school, Brett. He doesn't have the headphones
No,
or anything.
doesn't seem like Steve Klister at Wrightstown. Coach Klister, he wears jeans even on the sideline.
I've known Highland for a while, got to know him really well back in the day when I was at the Fond du Lac Reporter. Really open guy. Well, I always loved talking to him because he'd tell me what's on his. There was no candy coating with him, Brett.
Yeah.
At all. I remember, and I know I might have told this story before, but this was in their heyday when they were winning state titles every year.
Mm-hmm.
They were matched up, I want to say, at the state semifinal level or state quarterfinal level against another undefeated team. But the thing is that team, and this is where we talk about conferences, that team played in a very small conference.
Yeah.
St. Mary Springs was always the smallest school in their conference, so they always played bigger teams, divisions higher. I remember going there, and he had invited me in to come watch tape with him a little bit and just chit-chat. And he goes, I'm telling you what, Ricardo goes, I'm having a hard time getting these guys up. I'm like, Coach, this team, which will remain nameless, I'm like, this is a undefeated team. They're averaging like 48 points a game. He goes, they're terrible. They're awful. Because why? Because they're playing bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens? I couldn't believe he said that. Go to figure, by halftime they're up 35-0.
Yeah.
The Ledgers. He knew.
Yeah.
He knew.
Well, what was that story you said about Bob Hyland where when the coaches used to seed?
Yes.
And he said, what was it basically, if you're not going to give us a 1, then give us the 8,
Yeah,
and we'll go and show you?
Yeah, because there are some times when he would be placed in a quadrant or group of teams that weren't part of his conference. And I don't want to say they disrespect. I guess they would disrespect, and they wouldn't give Springs the number 1 seed that they deserve sometimes. They'd be second or third. He'd be at the meeting, and he'd say, just seed us 8th so we play you right away. We'll play you.
I love the confidence.
Little is that kind of like reverse psychology?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Hank DeWild on the chat now. Hank usually sends us some tweets as well, but he says the seedings are worse, but you have to admit the first round is much more exciting than it was when the coaches seeded it. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you
know,
get
Hank,
some unbelievable first-round matchups.
Hank brings up a great point there, and that's sometimes the thing that's overlooked in this whole, aghast that, how can these teams be ranked or seeded this low? But, yeah, so far the matchups have been interesting, just judging from last year and the scores we got this year.
Yeah.
Plymouth leading Luxembourg Casco, Brett, real quick, 21-7.
Ricardo, I was going to mention, too, that, and you brought up this point when we were talking to some folks before the game here in the press box. It's up, I guess, to the Coaches Association, right? This is how they wanted this, right? They voted to have this computer set up.
Because when you had the coaches doing it, like what happened with Highland and Springs, there'd be teams from another conference that make up the majority of the grouping. They would vote their teams higher and disrespect the team not from the conference.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Highland was like, I'll play you right away.
Yeah.
Seed me 8th, I'll play you.
Yeah.
And that's what you ran. You ran that human kind of, jealousy, that kind of stuff all gets wrapped up when you have the coaches doing it. Because let's be honest, I'm a little that way too. I watch the Foxway Association every week. I think they're the best league in the state. It's kind of human nature, right? Let's say there's 6 teams in a grouping of 8, all FBA. There's a couple from the FRCC. What do you think the FBA is going to do?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to say our teams are better.
Yeah.
And seed them that way, even though that might technically not be true.
But you wonder with kind of the controversy, a lot of people squawking, will the Coaches Association go back and say let's just do it the way we used to do it? Or it's not the WIAA implementing this; they're following through on what the Coaches Association wants.
I know, and I think
right?
I brought in when we had Steph Hauser on last year, I was like, well, how about you bring in
kind of like an intermediary
someone
sort of
what do you call it, an arbiter. I suggested Travis Wilson. Maybe that's not the best this year because his son's on Reedsburg or whatever, and probably shouldn't have him doing it, but something like that, an old official or something like that to come in just to make sure that some of these seedings aren't exactly right. They don't seem to make sense.
Yeah.
Let's maybe look at this again, right? But, of course, the whole issue with the WIAA, Brett, is that for 2 of the teams in the southeastern part of the state, they got the qualifications wrong or the way they determine who's in and who's out. That's a whole other issue.
Just got a message, I'm not going to say from who, but that person says should just do computer seating and then have a short Zoom call with coaches following to argue to move up or down would last maybe 10 minutes. He's probably right on.
That's not a bad idea either.
Just have the computer seated out and just say, look at it. Okay, what's wrong here? Let's get the coaches together and say, okay, we got to move this around, we got to move that around, and then we're good to go.
Present your case. Like for Conomowoc being the 6th seed in the Classic 8 champ. Sure, that doesn't make any sense.
That makes no sense
on the
at all.
surface level, you're like, you're scratching your head like, what the heck? That's one you'd look at.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't like where where head-to-heads don't matter. It's about weighted like opponents and that kind of stuff. Because you see a lot of them where, well, this team beat this team and they're ranked lower even though they both have the same record. That's got to be fixed in my opinion.
Well, I think you can even say the case with Kimberly and Neenah, right? Neenah beat Kimberly.
But Neenah had 2 losses.
But Neenah did have 2 conference losses, right? Or 2.
So
2 losses overall.
I'm talking about like head-to-head. I mean, when everything's equal but the head-to-head. That, to me, you can't have that. When it's head-to-head, everything else is equal, the record-wise.
But the Neenah folks would then say, well, and it's not Kimberly's fault, but that week 1 game against Milwaukee King, King pulled out. So what's Kimberly supposed to do? But Neenah's saying, hey, we played 9 games. They played 8, and one of our non-conference losses was to Muskego. So, and they had the same conference record, and the head-to-head goes to Neenah.
I think when you have those kind of situations, then you can go on forever.
Well, yeah.
Kimberly could say, well, I mean, we were playing at your place and we lost by a point. There's a whole lot of factors you could look into in terms of that, and you actually technically have 2 losses no matter who you're playing. It's not like Kimberly wants to play tomato cans, Brett.
No.
They want to play tough teams. No one wants to play them. That's not their fault.
Speaking of Neenah, the Rockets up to no surprise, 22-zip already with 10:53 to go in the second quarter. So they're going to have a running clock down the way at Neenah without a doubt.
Freedom up 14-7 over St. Croix Central, Brett.
Kind of looking eyeing that potential Freedom Winneconne State semifinal game. Oof, that would be a
Kiwani 21-0
great
over
matchup.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to look to see if I can find. Well, Winneconne, that's Winneconne and who are they playing that first round? I have to double check.
Oshkosh North now up 21-14, so the Phantoms starting to make their move. Is the Neenah game streaming anywhere? Might be Neenah High School might be putting that out. They're just looking at the YouTube chat. We're in a delay here, an injury delay here at Papermaker Stadium. Junior linebacker Ben Wenzel for Appleton North on the field. Looks like they have been working on his left leg, Ricardo looked like. So
that's right. Winneconne's playing Kohler, Sheboygan Lutheran Christian. And right now it looks like they're up 28-0 in the second quarter. Not exactly a surprise there. They were our team of the week at the Packer Show.
Well, yeah, speaking of that, you know.
Trying to see if, I know what you're talking about the cross-country teams from Neenah.
Well, might as well just plug the show.
Yeah, go ahead.
Clubhouse Live is Mondays at 6:30. That's our weekly Packers show. It's live at the Fox Club, which is at Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute, home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Also the home to Clubhouse Live. I co-host it. Ricardo co-hosts it as well. Rosie's part of the production crew. Gates open at 5. Admission is free. Parking is free. They got a lot of great food for purchase, drinks for purchase. You can win some prizes. We've had some ticket giveaways, both Packers tickets and Rattlers tickets this last week. We're going to have Carrington Valentine on the show this week, the talented young Packers cornerback. Looking forward to hanging out with Carrington. Last week we had Rashawn Gary was on. So definitely check us out. Again, if you're looking really for X's and O's, we'll talk football without a doubt, but this is a show that also entertains, and it's a chance to get to know these guys away from the field. 6:30 again is the start time. If you can't make it in person, check it out online. Any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites and Facebook pages, including Packers News and Clubhouse Live, and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. But yeah, we have teams of the week. Winneconne football was our high school team of the week this past Monday on Clubhouse Live. Boy, did they bring the team and the energy. That was a lot of fun having the Wolves on, and I know, Ricardo, you're kind of working on that for Monday's show with maybe get some cross-country representation. That would be fun as well. You can see Ryan McGinnis, the athletic director, coming over to the sideline here, talking to Chad Michaelwitz, the head coach for the Papermakers, probably giving Coach Michaelwitz a little bit of an update on what's going on and what still needs to be done to help Ben Wenzel. But just so unfortunate, Ricardo. I mean, 2:09 remaining here in this opening quarter. Kimberly with the ball in Appleton North territory at the 42-yard line, 7 apiece. The scores, we look at our Cellcom scoreboard, and have been tending to Wenzel for quite some time here. And you just feel for him, Ricardo. You feel for that Appleton North sideline. He's one of your leaders out there. He is a part of the leadership committee for Appleton North, and just a whale of a linebacker, heck of a player. Appleton North beat Appleton West in boys volleyball, and the girls play at Xavier tomorrow. Still weird to think Xavier now in D1 with that setup.
All right, all tied up between Winnebago Lutheran and St. Mary Springs, 7-7 in the second quarter. Iowa Scandinavia leading Hilbert 14-6. De Pere up 21-0 over Milwaukee King. Bayport, Brett leading Milwaukee Tech 14-6. Franklin now over Fond du Lac 14-7.
Thanks to Michael. Bob Highland, 79 years old. There we go.
Wrightstown now up over Sturgeon Bay 21-10.
Somebody asking on the chat if an ambulance is on the way. I think I see.
It's odd that they didn't have one.
Well, I think I do see paramedics here, but I seeing some flashing lights out there in the parking lot a little bit. No need to put it on camera or anything. So Just again, sending our thoughts and prayers out to Ben and his family. This is just an unfortunate circumstance here in this first round game. But yeah, keep the scores coming. Wednesday night, that's our varsity roundtable show. This past Wednesday, we had Bayport girls volleyball. They were our special guests, made the trip down from Swamico. Fun bunch and a very talented team at that, Ricardo. I know you think very highly of Coach Weiss and the Pirates.
Having a standout season, no doubt about it.
Definitely check out our 920 Sports podcast. That's out right now as well. We previewed these first round games. Ricardo gave his thoughts on a lot of the action going on right now tonight.
Yeah, if you go to postcrescent.com under the sports and varsity tabs, you'll come across my two, Division 4, Division 7 preview of the divisional breakdowns of the WIAA football playoffs and Divisions 1 through 3. And embedded in both those stories, Brett, is our podcast. So you can listen to it right from the story.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, West appears come back now. It's all tied up 21-21 against Oshkosh North.
Kaukauna now leads Pulaski, Brett, 7-6. Wapaka Lacrosse Logan all tied up at 14. Franklin now leading Fond du Lac, Brett, 21-7. Oh, my Cardinals trying to hang on.
How about that Little Chute Xavier game? That's an interesting 4-5 matchup.
See if I can find that up anywhere.
Again, in a injury delay, unfortunately, here at Papermaker Stadium. And you kind of see now, Ricardo, some of the Appleton North players heading, well, I don't know. No, that's okay, Ricardo. Rosie, no need. We'll just keep it here on the field as Ben Wenzel, the junior linebacker, went down and has been down for quite some time, and it looked like, again, a left leg injury as they're still working on Wenzel. We will be at a second round game somewhere next week. We'll know more after tonight's outcomes, what's going on for us, but live coverage in a second round game will be at 6:45 p.m. Might be here, Ricardo. Might be at Nina.
Yep.
Maybe it'll be somewhere else. But definitely a fun time of year when you get to the playoffs. This, unfortunately, is no fun at all, seeing anybody down with an injury. And, again, we're wishing Ben Wenzel all the best and his family the same. Again, just an outstanding linebacker. Love watching him play. Fast and heck of a tackler. Just one of those leaders out there for Rob Salm's defense. Sounds like Little Chute's up, Ricardo. 7-zip maybe, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it on.
Yeah, I got a text from somebody that said Little Chute had a touchdown and was the only score of the game so far. That's an interesting game, and that's one of those games, Ricardo, we're talking about with the seeding. You look at a Xavier that got beat last week against Wapaka. Wapaka, a pretty convincing win over the Hawks. The Hawks, finished 3-4 in the Bay, and 5-4 overall, I believe, correct? And kind of a bubble team because if you're under 500 in conference play, it's you got to kind of wait and see how things play out. But not only did the Hawks get in, they got a 4 seed in a home playoff game versus a Little Chute team that went 5-2 in a very good NEC. And I think you put it, Ricardo, in one of your previews. Mustangs' 3 losses overall were by a combined 25 points. A team that darn near beat
by 3 teams that are combined 26-1.
Yeah, Wrightstown being one of those teams that they almost took down, and they played Freedom tough, but yet Little Chute gets the 5. And it's not like it's a big road trip by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still, I think you'd like to have a home game if you could in the playoffs. So it's just kind of some odd ball things for sure going on. So what I'm hearing, folks, ambulance will be here soon. And then the teams will have a 3-minute warm-up after this. So a chance to kind of regroup a little bit. Obviously, teams are going to be a little stiff. So give the players some time to warm up here, and we'll get action going. And Ricardo, boy, if you're both teams, right? I mean, this is kind of tough to kind of turn the light switch back on and get all fired up after this lengthy delay, A, but even more importantly, B, knowing that a player has been down for as long as Ben Wenzel has. Nobody wants to see that, and it's got to be tough to get up and play after all this. And you can see the ambulance now coming in the northeast side of the stadium.
I'm just a little surprised it took this long. But, I mean, he doesn't have a neck injury or anything. It's a lower body injury.
But, again, tough to kind of get up and really want to play a game, I would think, don't you? I mean, it just seems like that would be tough to kind of get all cranked up and revved up for this game. And again, you can see on your screen the ambulance now onto the field. Hate to see this, Ricardo. Don't like this one bit. As you can see, all the Appleton North players near the ambulance as they get ready to take care of Ben Wenzel here, the Appleton North junior linebacker. You can see 6 members of the Papermakers there as well. Braden Ellefson going from right to left. You can see Marcus Doucette. Number 60 is Nathan Rathkamp. Number 90 is Sawyer Hanlon. Number 1 is Benny Kiefer. And number 3 is Landon Van Offeren there to provide support as well.
Brett Franklin's up 28-7 over Fondy.
I think there goes your upset special. Well, that's the thing. That's kind of the beast, if you want to call it, here on this side of the Division I bracket. One of these FVA teams likely going to play Franklin in a state quarterfinal down at Franklin.
We hope everything's fine with Wenzel. I thought it was a lower leg injury. Is it something spinal? I don't want to speculate, but
hard to say.
They're taking a long time.
I thought they were looking at that left leg. Looks like Hawks, Xavier up 14-7 now over Little Chute. That's a good 4-5 matchup as well. Could be, who knows, Ricardo? Yeah, not going to speculate, but just this is tough to see, tough to watch. And again, I know we've said it before, but we're thinking of Ben Wenzel and his family, and hopefully all will be okay. You can see the players hand in hand, both for Appleton North and Kimberly. And as I mentioned a little while ago, the plan is once the ambulance is off the field and everything's all clear to get back to action, both teams will have 3 minutes to kind of warm up, loosen up again, and we'll start this game up with 2:09 to play in the How about Bayport taking it to Milwaukee Bradley? Looking at the chat, Pirates up 28-6. Ricardo.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we play some of our promos during that 3-minute period, Brett? What do you think?
Yeah, we certainly could. I'll tell you what, that's a good idea, Ricardo. And Rosie, yeah, normally what we do at halftime, but we'll take a short, quick break here at Papermaker Stadium, Cellcom scoreboard. Kimberly 7, Appleton North 7. We're in an injury timeout. But we'll be back after these quick messages.
Celebrate the season with early access to Cellcom's Black Friday sale. October 22nd through November 4th, choose from phones for $1 per month, plus every phone is on sale. It's technology with a heartbeat. Visit Cellcom.com for details.
Promote your business, unite your team, or just get your name out there with help from the professionals at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your business or organization. We can put your logo, name, or anything else you want on any article of clothing. From embroidery and screen printing to graphic design and heat press services, we've got you covered. Call today.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? Are you made for greatness? Writing history? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Want to be a champion? Now to change the system. You start a revolution. This is your moment. Are you ready to fight? Want to reveal this? This is the love for glory, for greatness. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, we them girls, we shout it from the top, top, top. Yeah, we them girls, you know we never stop, stop, stop. And we never ever gonna back down. Yeah, we them girls, we shout it from the top, top, top. Yeah, we them girls, yeah, we them girls, yeah, we them girls.
Welcome back to Papermaker Stadium here in Kimberly, Wisconsin. 2:09 to play as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. First quarter action still. Kimberly 7, Appleton North 7. Both teams back on the field and warming up after that very lengthy injury delay. And again, unfortunately, junior linebacker Ben Wenzel for Appleton North went down. And definitely they needed to be tended to for quite some time to kind of get things squared away. Looked like a left leg injury, Ricardo, and was just taken off the field via the ambulance. So again, we're hoping all is well with Ben and wishing him the very best. And big fans of Ben Wenzel. I know he's an outstanding kid as well. Been getting some text messages and some messages about that, and a heck of a football player on top of that. But wishing him and his family all the very best. We're thinking of all of you. So these teams are going to get a few more minutes to warm up, and we'll resume action. Kimberly will have the football on the Appleton North 42, 1st and 10. I'm Brett Christopherson. He's Ricardo Arguello. Also hanging out with us tonight is Jim Rosandick. We call him Rosie, and trying to get some scores rolling in as well.
Beaver Dam up over Menasha 21-7, Brett. Kokona now leads Pulaski 10-6. And Notre Dame up over Pewaukee 27-7.
Well, Beaver Dam. Did you mention that Beaver Dam score? Yeah, 21-7 over Menasha right now.
I mean, there was some controversy there, because I know Wade Bates over there, the longtime radio guy from KFIZ in Fond du Lac. Now he's in Beaver Dam, and he was like just scratching his head, thinking, how is Beaver Dam going to Menasha when Beaver Dam won their conference? But that's what the computer in the HAL 9000 spit out.
Hey, by the way, I misspoke a little while ago. Actually, Little Chute leading Xavier 14-7 at the half.
Oh,
Mustangs on top of the Hawks. Mustangs have a good defense. Very good defense.
Underrated team, and my dark horse, in D4, Brett. Now, unfortunately for Little Chute, the Appleton area has two of the best teams in the state with Freedom and Winneconne.
Yeah,
Division 4, but don't count them out.
Winneconne is next on that side, I believe. So, all right, back to action here in the first quarter. Kimberly with the football.
Nina's already in running clock, Brett, with 36 lead over Milwaukee. Who was this?
Hamilton and Audubon. Yep, little push pass, I guess, to Carter Howard, and Bobby saw him coming in. And my question to you is this, Ricardo: how long does it take these teams to kind of get revved up again? Not only because of the delay,
sure,
but that's
Good
a tough
question.
thing to watch, seeing a young man go down and have to be taken off the field in an ambulance as well.
Well, I hope, and this
tough.
is just from purely, someone up in the media here, that it doesn't repeat what we saw early in the first quarter, Brett. A lot of penalties, that kind of thing.
Ellefson slings it to his left, a little high. Aaron Cullen, the intended receiver, in coverage was number 25, Gordy Cole, a junior defensive back. So 3rd and long coming up.
3rd and 12 for the Makers. Unlightning 44-yard line.
Yeah, 36 zip, Nina on top. So running clock the second half for the Rockets. Winner of this one takes on the Rockets. I think we can safely say Nina will win that game. And that's Plu. He's got a lane, and Moore still on his feet. Cutting it back to the outside, still on his feet, and finally brought down at about the 10. Ricardo, there were about 3 times I thought Plu was going to get tackled, and he just kept running and kind of zigging and zagging his way down to about the 10. Good hard run by Plu.
Brett, I don't want to belabor the point here, but it was 3rd and long, and he ran right through the middle of the field where a certain Ben Wenzel might have been. Because you don't see many 3rd down and 11s and then converted on a run. I should say a 34-yard run.
1st and 10. Ball at the 10. 1st and goal, maybe. I guess Plu trying to run his way down.
I thought Plu showed great wiggle, Brett.
Yeah.
Really good feet, good vision. Really evaded a number of tacklers on that 34-yard run.
Trying to see where that 1st down marker is. They still have the 1st down marker up there, Ricardo. So
that's got to be right outside the line then.
Yeah.
The touchdown or the end zone.
2nd down.
Where's the ball at? The 6 or 7?
2nd down and, at the 7. Says on the screen, on the scoreboard, 2nd and 7 on the 7, but I still see it looks like it's possible to get a 1st down here. Plough waiting for it in the Wildcat, tucks it in, and brought down. Bobby saw him, one of those guys there, of course. Top tackler in the Fox Valley Association, and
End of the first.
that is the end of the first quarter. So 12 minutes in the books here at Papermaker Stadium. Teams will switch sides, and as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard, we are tied at 7 apiece here in this first round game. West up here, how about that? Phantoms now up 29-21.
They weren't messing around now.
Nope, Phantoms we're down, 21-7? And pouring it on are the Phantoms. Appreciate everybody checking us out tonight on postcrescent.com. Facebook pages are streaming to our Post Crescent and Press Gazette Facebook pages as well, and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. 21-7 Beaver Dam over Menasha at the half.
Michael on Twitter, Brett, saying, hey, Wenzel will be back next year. Good player for North.
Yeah, he's just a junior, but that is true. Maybe the only silver lining, I guess you could say, is that he definitely will be back. And again, heck of a football player. Ellefson fakes it. No, watch out, nobody there. Ellefson trying to find somewhere to go, and he gets into the end zone. A 5-yard run. He was hit before the goal line, but somehow powers his way across for 6.
They said that was 5 yards, Brett?
5-yard run, yeah.
Okay.
Ricardo, that looked like it was set up to be a pass. Nothing was there.
He quickly turned it into a run, though.
Yeah, and then kind of just pushed that pile into the end zone, and now we have another player down. And it's another member of Appleton North. Jeez. And this is good to see. That's Sean Hansen, number 21, another heck of a player, a senior defensive back. A lot of speed as a return man, limping off the field. Hopefully he can shake that off and get back onto the field a little bit later on. In the meantime, Maddox Hermes is out for the PAT as Kimberly looking to take a 14-7 lead on this opening play of the second quarter. Good job on the hold, and Hermes bangs it through. And with 11:54 to play in the second quarter, Kimberly now in front, 14-7 after the 5-yard run by Braden Ellefson.
I'm updating my Twitter. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, DELIAN, Brett at PC Brett C, Rosie at Metal Rosie.
Number 10, Maddox Hermes. Back to return the Lightning, number 4, Bobby Psalm, and number 21, Sean Henson.
Kimberly set to kick off after the touchdown run by Braden Ellefson.
Plymouth leads Luxembourg Casco 28-21 at the half, Brett.
There's a good matchup between the Spartans and Panthers. Bobby Psalm back along with number 39. Anthony Reichel. And Hermes getting ready to kick it off. And a strong leg into the end zone. And it is a touchback. Both kickers, Maddox Hermes for Kimberly and Mason Skorstad for Appleton North. Excellent kickers with great legs. Strong legs.
Well, for Appleton North, I'd like to see a little bit more of what we saw in the second possession by them, Brett. They had a 65-yard drive that went in for a score. That was a 6-play drive. Brett, remember that touchdown from Olson
To Grant Hardy?
to Grant Hardy.
Yeah.
But they've misfired in their other drive. So let's see if we can get something going here if you're a Lightning fan.
Charlie Olson takes the snap, looking to his right, fires a fastball and almost intercepted. Intended for, looked like Hardy on a slant, but Mikey Wild.
Boy, he broke on that.
Yeah. Read it, expected it, and darn near picked it off, but incomplete pass, so 2nd and 10.
I have Olson 5 of 10 for 53 yards, Brett, but you're right. Boy, he put a lot of mustard on that, didn't he?
He's got a fastball,
He
no doubt
does.
about it.
See if Appleton North can get that run game going sometime too, Brett. I think that's really critical if you want to move the ball consistently against Kimberly.
Well, 5 receivers for Appleton North this time, spreading out the defense, and Olson trying to tuck it in and run, but not much there. Ellefson there, number 55 as well. That's Tyler Williamson, the senior linebacker, 5'11", 205 pounds, waiting for Olson there, and 3rd and 9 coming up for the Lightning. Olson waiting for the snap. Oh, he's flushed out now on the run. Trying to find somebody. Nothing downfield. Chucks it, and it's caught! Wow, what a play and what a catch by number 15, Keegan Muchow. And a flag
They're
on the
waving it
play.
off.
Oh, they are waving it off. What a job by Charlie Olson to avoid the pressure. That was number 88, Eli Jansen, junior defensive end, closing in fast. Olson using his feet, and it's a scramble drill at that point, Ricardo, and found Muchow for the big pickup.
Now, you know, Charlie Olson had the big 26-yard gain on their touchdown drive, Brett. So there you're seeing his feet complementing his arm, and he just threw a bullet to get that first down, Brett. Very impressive play on 3rd and long.
Fresh set of downs on that 3rd down pickup.
Oh, nowhere to go.
No, Wilson, that was Jansen again wrapping up, and just nowhere to go. Jansen busting through into the backfield, and that's going to be about, what, a 3-4 yard loss, 2nd down.
I think they'll mark it at the 30, Brett. That's a 3-yard loss. But, boy, there's a little bit of a breakdown there in the interior of the Appleton North line, Brett. You can't have a guy running free like that just to get a free hit on your running back. Jansen's been really impressive. He's a junior, Brett. He's been very active since the first week we saw him. He's going to be a great player for them.
3-yard loss as Olson waits for the 2nd down snap, doing some last-second directing there. And now Olson, he's got nothing there. Oh, fumble! Braden Ellefson, I think he did it all. The strip sack and the fumble recovery.
You're right.
Braden Ellefson doing it all in that play and a big turnover. Look at where this ball is, deep in Appleton North territory. And that the Kimberly defense coming through. Braden Ellefson.
Boy, Brett, he was able to break free of his blocker and able to get that fumble and the sack. He's really having a fine game, Brett. He just scored the go-ahead touchdown as well. So there you see what Coach Michael was talking about, Brett, about him being so big on defense.
Marcus Doucette in the Wildcat, waiting for the direct snap, takes it, and he's off and running into the middle of that defense. Second down coming up.
Yeah, you know, Ellefson needs a break, Brett. He just recovered that fumble, forced off the strip sack. Heck of a player for Kimberly now. And if you're the Papermakers, but if you're able to get a touchdown here, that's got to feel pretty good as we're closing in. We're midway through the second quarter. They do get the ball back, Brett, to start the second half.
Kimberly?
Yep.
Yeah. Direct snap this time. Plew looking for some room, and it dives over the 10 inside, now to the 9. First and goal coming up.
13-yard gain for Plew. I have him unofficially 4 carries, 52 yards for Keegan Plew.
He's running well tonight. Well, Papermakers offense now first and goal, trying to turn that strip sack and fumble recovery by Braden Ellefson into 6 more points. Brady Bell now in the Wildcat, Ricardo. So the mixing and matching is Chad Michaelwitz with his running backs as Bell is tripped up. Kimberly, a playoff participant in every season since '06. By the way, that's the last time Kimberly has dropped a playoff opener, back in '06, Ricardo. Papermakers entered tonight's action with an overall playoff record of 67-13.
Is that good?
Pretty good.
Is that Doucette back there with Plew?
Doucette and Plew. So Plew will take the snap here. Will he keep it or hand? Oh, watch out. When I think we have that might have actually helped the Papermakers there, because it's on the Lightning encroachment. But there was some mix up there with that snap and the exchange. Kimberly co-champs, Fox Valley Association this season.
Tri-champs.
Or tri-champs, yeah, that's right, yep. Kakana and Nina and Kimberly all finishing with 6-1 records. Last time a 3-way tie for the FVA championship was back in 2010. Appleton North, Kimberly, and Menasha winning the title way back when. Hasn't been done much in the FVA history, but a few times, handful, about 3 or 4 times, there have been 3 teams sharing the football championship. Plew and Doucette with the handoff, spinning his way to about the 3 or the 2. Looks like the 2-yard line, Ricardo. Yeah, maybe though. Well, it's hard to say. Maybe it's a 3.
2.5.
What are we gonna? Kind of tough to see from this angle exactly where that ball is, but.
Ellefson back in at quarterback now too, Brett.
Yep, 3rd down coming up. I wonder if Ellefson's just going to keep this. And that's exactly what he's going to do, and he finds his way into the end zone. What are we going to call it? 2-yard gain? 2-yard touchdown?
Yep, I'm calling it 2 yards.
2-yard touchdown run by Braden Ellefson. So Ellefson sacked, forces the fumble, recovers the fumble, and then ends up scoring the touchdown on top of that. Hermes on for the PAT. Piece of cake for Hermes. And with 6:31 still to play in this second quarter, Kimberly now on top of Appleton North 21-7 as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard.
Now look, there's no need to panic if you're Appleton North, but this upcoming drive is kind of important, Brett. in that you want to, at the very least, flip field position so Kimberly doesn't have enough time at the end of the half to go in and get a touchdown. They get the ball back to start the second half.
Back return to Lightning, number 39, Anthony Reichel.
Well, Ricardo, big moment here for Appleton North. Down 21-7, 21 straight points for the Papermakers after North took the 7-0 lead on that touchdown pass from Olson to Hardy. See what the Lightning can come up with is Hermes. That's going to be right to Psalm at about the 2. Psalm looking for some space and brought down on a couple of good tackles there by Williamson, one of the guys.
Williamson on the tackle.
Team's leading tackler. Add another one in for Tyler Williamson.
Ball spot at the Appleton North 24-yard line. First and 10, Lightning.
Well, let's see what Olson and this offense can do. Try to get themselves back into this one. All Kimberly so far here tonight. Little toss to Wilson looking for some running room and hit hard out of bounds by Ellefson coming in.
Three-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 27 for Appleton North. Looking to answer that touchdown.
That's Muchow with the carry there. So 3rd down coming up for.
Was that a little toss?
Yeah, it might have been a little, kind of like a little flip pass. Appleton North, a playoff participant in every season since '04. Lightning are 32-23 all time in playoff action. 3rd down for the Lightning. Handoff, Bobby Psalm. He was tripped up, and Ellefson was the first one there to trip up Psalm. I don't think he got anything. And 4th down coming up now for Appleton North.
Yeah, tougher Psalm. You talked about it, Brady got hit right away as he got the ball. They'll place it right at the where it was before.
And right now, Ricardo, well, it looked like at first they were going to maybe think about keeping that offense out on the field, but you just can't. I mean, it's a two-score game.
Exactly.
And based on where we are with 5:01 and clock still running here in the 2nd quarter, but way too early to be thinking about that. So Grant Hardy, the punter as well, he's out. And Hardy, we got a flag. Hardy's going to keep it on the fake, trying to get something and not there. It was read perfectly. That's number 24, Brennan Resch, the junior, coming in, but we have a flag. What is it? I can see Chad Michaelwitz, the head coach. He's got the decline signal. He's thinking it's against Appleton North. And it is going to go against the Lightning. A procedure penalty against Appleton North. Decline. The fake punt is snuffed out by the Papermakers. Ricardo.
I'm shocked that they would try that in lieu of just going for it on 4th and short, right?
You know, trying to catch the Papermakers sleeping, but looked like they were ready for it.
Well, they had that last player going in motion, Brett, that might have been the cause of the procedure.
Well,
but it's a
well, another short field for
Yeah.
Kimberly here at the Appleton North 30. As Ellefson in at quarterback, Doucette next to him. Ellefson, he's got time, going to go deep downfield. He's got Cullen and knocked away at the last second.
nice play by the defensive back.
Yeah, that's number 8, Eli Vizina, the senior defensive back, one of our guests on Varsity Roundtable. Looks like he's trying to get up but back down. And now he's just going to try to limp his way back onto the field. Heck of a play by Vizina, Ricardo. Cullen was open, but Vizina's got that closing speed there and knocked it away right at the last second. Hopefully he's all right.
He's hobbling
yeah,
right now, so
trying to work it out.
Franklin up 28-14 over Fond du Lac. That's the third quarter.
Cardinals.
Plymouth 28-21 over Lux Casco at half.
Hand off to Plu, and that's number 34 wrapping up. Trey Fox, the junior defensive lineman.
I have 5 carries, 56 yards for Plu.
That's a good average.
Very much so. Little Shoot 14-7 over Xavier at half. Oh, we know that one already.
Little toss to Doucette, who's got some running room, and he's got the first down. Needed to get to the 20, and that's where the official is going to place the ball. That should be a first down. No, they're going to say fourth.
Oh.
Wow, a fourth. That might be the shortest one ever. I mean, you're talking well inside. That the nose of the ball is almost touching the 20. So what do you do here? You're going to have Ellefson and Brady Bell back there, and looks like Chad Michaelwitz wants to burn a timeout here. I mean, you're talking literal inch or two.
All right, gonna check out some more scores here, Brett. Maybe from around the state as well. Now it's Franklin 35, Fond du Lac 14. Fox Valley Lutheran at the half, 30-27 over Wausau East.
Wow. That's that high-scoring Fox's offense,
yeah,
right?
and their defense that struggles.
All right, out of the timeout. They're calling it 4th and 1, obviously, but yeah, they're going to get under center here. And Ellefson, a little. Whoa! I think he was stopped.
I think he was.
He
too.
did not get to the 20-yard line. What a push by that Appleton North front. They were kind of doing the tush push, and I don't think they got it. No, turnover on downs. Appleton North stops them. So you come out of the timeout, Ricardo, needing an inch, a couple inches at best. So Ellefson gets under center, snap, but boy, that front for Appleton North won that battle. And it is a turnover on downs. The Lightning have it at their own 20.
Well, that fake punt doesn't come back to haunt you. So first down and 10 at the 20 for Appleton North. 5 receiver set now, Brett, for Olson.
Wilson in motion. Olson looking both ways, deep downfield and just too far.
I like that. I like that idea though.
Abraham Tamori, the intended receiver there, number 12 for the Lightning. Brennan Resch, the junior defensive back, in coverage. Yeah, trying to get that defense to kind of freeze them, right? With it, with looking both ways. Kind of like that Packer play from last year where Jordan Love. Remember, he looked one way, looked the other way, and then found Luke Musgrave over the middle.
I was just
tight
going
end.
to say, that was a Bears play, too. They must have copied the Packers.
Yeah, I think.
With Komet, they did the same thing where he faked to one side, faked to the other.
Yep.
And I believe the receiver is open. Just need a little bit of a better ball there, Brett. But good idea.
Yeah. Second down, Olsen now looking to his left and slings it. Nice catch.
Is there a flag there too, Brett? There is a flag.
There is a flag near the 20. So Keegan Muchow
Middleton on the tackle. Flag on the play.
catches the pass, but who is the penalty against? I think they're going to say it's going to be against North. Is that an illegal
Man
downfield call?
Oh, they're putting them back.
Eligible man downfield against the Lightning.
Menasha now with a touchdown, 21-14. Beaver Dam leading that. West Appear, 36. Oshkosh North, 21. So the penalty moves
Ooh, what a pass.
Appleton North back. Yeah, but boy, that's a fastball, isn't it?
Yep.
Caden Prince, the senior wide out. Third down coming up.
Into the 26-yard line.
See Sawyer Hanlon looking this way, trying to get the Kimberly crowd fired up. Charlie Olson waiting for it. He's got Wilson and Salm next to him. And looking at the sideline maybe for some final instruction. And I'm not sure what's going on here. Olson, you want to keep it? He's going to tuck it in, looking for some space, and close to the first down. He might be just a bit shy. And they're going to put it right at the 30. That should be a first down.
Is it? Or is it just short, Brett?
No,
It is.
it is short again. Boy, that is close. Boy, when I'm looking at it from here, it looks like the nose of the ball is on the 30. So 4th and inches for Appleton North. This time Olson under center. He's going to keep this one. Dives forward. He stood up and dives forward. Second effort, Ricardo gets the first down. He was stood up and in short initially, but keeps his feet, finds a little bit of an opening, and dives forward for the first down.
Everything's a struggle so far for Appleton North offensively, isn't it, Brett?
Certainly a disjointed first half. A lot of penalties. And looks like the officials now stopping action for a bit as they gather. Not sure what this discussion would be about. We need Ken the official back.
Yeah. Some sort of equipment issue. Here you go, first down and 10 at the 32, Brett.
Big drive here for Appleton North. And
That clock's
remember,
ticking.
Yeah, clock's ticking. Remember, they got a kicker with a very good leg as well. There's Olsen going to let it go
Oh, he got
downfield.
him.
He's got Hardy with a one-handed
He
grab.
did that.
Are you kidding me?
He pulled a Jerry Rice.
Oh, my gosh, at the 31. What a catch along the sideline. Ricardo, a one-handed grab by Hardy.
Folks, look up on YouTube,
Oh.
Jerry Rice, one-hand catch along the sideline. That's exactly what Hardy did there, Brett.
And not only the catch, but Ricardo to tightrope that boundary, stay in bounds. Wow, what a play.
37 yards, Brett, on that connection. First down and 10 at the 31. They have time, couple timeouts left, 1:17. They got time.
And looks like Papermakers are going to call their second timeout. So one timeout remaining for Kimberly. All three for Appleton North. 1:17 to play in the second quarter. Kimberly up 21-7 as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard.
Fox. Well, we have Fox. I'm sorry, that Wausau East score. It's maybe 30-7. Maybe I see that wrong. That's what Dan Cohn has here. De Pere up over Milwaukee King 28-3. Kokona now leads Pulaski, Brett, 17-6. Franklin 35-21 over Fond du Lac. Third quarter. But again, that was a gorgeous pass from Charlie Olson. Brett, even better reception.
Unbelievable. That's something when this game is done, I'm going to go back and look. I think you can do that on YouTube right now, right? Just kind of scrub back, and we need another member of the crew to provide replay footage for us, Ricardo. But that was a fantastic connection between Olson and Hardy. So here you go, first down out of that Kimberly timeout. Appleton North needing to get some points here on the board before half. Kimberly starts the second half with the ball. Olson now, he's just going to keep it. And wrapped up there by Ellefson.
Spread the field there and then just run it up the middle with Olson. That's a good call, Brett. Get some yards. What's it at the 27?
I see Xavier's scored 14-14. Little Chute Xavier in a good 4-5 matchup at Rocky Blyer Field in Appleton. Olson looking to his left. He's got time. Hanlon now. And Olson finds Tamori. Boy, Olson is just really good, Ricardo, at just stringing out a play if nothing is there and just making something happen. And we have a Kimberly player down now.
Oh, boy.
And that's Ellefson. That's Braden Ellefson now down for the Papermakers. This has not been a fun night when it comes to injuries.
Ball's at the 15, but yeah, Ellefson took a tumble there looking right at that right knee, Brett.
No, the left side, actually.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yep, no, I got the binoculars on right now, so hopefully he's all right. Of course, Appleton North losing Ben Wenzel. It's very talented junior linebacker in the first quarter. It was a very lengthy injury delay. Wenzel had to be taken off the field by ambulance. And again, hopefully he's all right.
Is Wong down here practicing, Brett?
Yes.
Okay.
That is number 7, Cam Wong, kind of getting loose. The backup quarterback, junior. And there's a good shot at Cam. It looks like Ellefson is up and walking, which is good to see.
Very good to see.
So hopefully, though, he is okay to continue to play. Just injuries at any time of the season, hate it.
But especially at this time of year.
Especially at playoff time, yeah. Don't want to see anybody go down. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Appleton North. Ball at the, 15-yard line? Nice drive here by the Lightning with 30 seconds to play. Clock running still, Ricardo, and Appleton North has all 3 timeouts. Olson waiting for the snap. Play fake to Wilson, looking to Tamori, and nothing there. Tamori was guarded by Mikey Wiles. I like Tamori a lot as a receiver and
as a basketball player.
And boy, yeah, talk about a good athlete there. Yeah, a heck of a player. On the hardwood as well for Chris Kellett's Appleton North team. Should be highly touted going into the season basketball-wise. That's going to be a fun league again. Oshkosh North, Kaukauna, Kimberly, of course. Nina's going to be heard from still. We're talking some hoops in the press box before the game. 18 seconds to go, second down. But it's still football season, Ricardo. Olson, again, scrambling a little bit, trying to buy some time. Watch out, Jansen on the run. Now Olson reverses course. Looking, he's just going to tuck it in. Ellefson's back on the field. And with 6 seconds to go, Appleton North burns a timeout. And I think, Ricardo, you're going to have to bring out that field goal unit.
Well, unless you do something quick into the end zone, but
I think that's way – I think you're asking for trouble with 6 seconds to go in a high school game. Sometimes it's hard enough at the NFL level with 6 seconds. again, Mason Skorstad, a very good kicker, so well within his range. There's no wind. You look at the goalpost right now in that shot, so you don't have to contend with any breezy conditions.
Good job, Rosie. Rosie's always on the ball.
He is. How about Olsen, though, in a scrambling? The way he can just run around and extend plays and make things happen. He was trying to uncork one. It's just good coverage in the back end, and he just did the wise thing, kind of tuck it in. And
Notre Dame up over Pewaukee, 41-7. Brett Freedom up over St. Croix Central, 21-7.
okay, that's a long trip for St. Croix Central to come to Freedom. So this is going to be a 29-yard attempt. Ball will be spotted at the 19. Will Kimberly burn a timeout here? Nope. Skorstad for 29 yards. Got it. What a kick.
29-yard field goal by Skorstad is good.
3 big points for Appleton North, Ricardo. 1 second to play in the first half.
1 second remains in the half. Score to reach Kimberly 21, Appleton North 10.
Just updating my Twitter. Again, follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N. Brett's at PC Brettsy. Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
Back return to kick for the Makers. Number 14, Connor Howard. Number 26, Keegan Blue.
Well, I think if you're Appleton North, Ricardo, you're just going to kind of squib this, right? You're not going to kick it deep, especially when we saw earlier in the game Carter Howard with that 90 or 88-yard kickoff return for a score. Kind of a play, I think, that sort of turned this game around
It did.
quickly.
Number 6, Mason
Really
Skorstad.
shifted momentum. And that was right after Appleton North took the lead on the touchdown toss from Olsen to Hardy. The ensuing kickoff, Howard, I should say, took it back 88 yards. So Skorstad with 1 second to play. And does just that. Whoa. Well, that is going to end the first half.
For Kimberly 21, Appleton North 10.
So halftime has arrived here at Papermaker Stadium. A quick look at our Cellcom scoreboard shows the Papermakers on top of the Lightning 21-10 in this WIAA Division 1 first round game.
Ooh.
Well,
Brett, I do
you
have
got
an interesting score. Just
Yeah,
one
go
more.
ahead before we hit half.
Well, Little Chute 14, Xavier 14 in the third. Wrightstown up over Sturgeon Bay 57-10
Ooh.
in the third quarter. Just wanted to get that one out for
57-10.
our readers, or viewers, I should say.
Great game for the Tigers. Not so much for the Clippers. Yeah, that Little Chute Xavier is fun. Look, Nina well in front of Milwaukee Hamilton Audubon. But we'll talk more about some scores. We'll get some more scores throughout the region and in the state, and we'll talk more about tonight's game here after these short messages.
Celebrate the season with early access to Cellcom's Black Friday sale. October 22nd through November 4th, choose from phones for $1 per month, plus every phone is on sale. It's technology with a heartbeat. Visit cellcom.com for details.
Promote your business, unite your team, or just get your name out there with help from the professionals at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your business or organization. We can put your logo, name, or anything else you want on any article of clothing. From embroidery and screen printing to graphic design and heat press services, we've got you covered. Call today.
Are you ready for this? Ready to take chances? Will you push and break your limits? Are you ready to be a legend? Are you made for greatness? Writing history? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Born to be a champion, never to change the system. You start a revolution. This is your moment. Are you ready to fight? What do you feel? This is the time for glory, for greatness. Are you ready for this?
Yeah,
Welcome back to Papermaker Stadium, Kimberly, Wisconsin, site of tonight's WIAA Division I first round matchup. As you can see on our Cellcom scoreboard, Papermakers on top of Appleton North, 21-10. Thanks to Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, our sponsors. Get those stocking stuffers, Ricardo, ready with a buy one, get one free on all connected watches, tablets, and cameras. Mix and match to spread the love and cheer. Visit cellcom.com for details. And Cooney's, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Visit them online at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear.com. I'm Brett Christopherson with USA Today Network Wisconsin, hanging out with Ricardo Arguello and Jim Rosandick. Ricardo, we have somebody asking on our YouTube chat, any update on the injured North player yet? We don't have any updates. That was Ben Wenzel, who went down in the first half with what looked to be a left leg injury, but he needed to be taken off the field by ambulance. And no other updates other than what we saw here. It was a very lengthy injury timeout, or delay, I should say. So again, our thoughts and prayers are to Ben and the Wenzel family. Hope you're doing okay, Ben. Hope you bounce back quickly.
Here's an interesting score.
Yeah.
It has to deal with our D7 school or D6 school, Hilbert. They're up over Iola Scandinavia 22-14. Now Hilbert came in as, I want to say, the 6th or 7th seed. So right now they're ahead of their higher seed opponent. Springs 14, WLA 14. Now, that's Bob Hyland over there, Brett. I can't remember the last time he's been out of the playoffs in the first round.
Yeah.
But I will say this. WLA is a pretty good team, and they just played them last week.
Two Fond du Lac schools. Yep.
Yeah, so it's one of these things where Kimberly Appleton North, you see them again the next week.
Yeah, I wish you could avoid that. You know, I wish there was a way to
Oh, there's a way.
It's
just, do they choose to employ that? I don't think that's one of the criteria.
Yeah, maybe it should be, though, right? I don't know how you implement that or incorporate that, but it just doesn't seem like that. I don't like it. I don't like the teams playing back-to-back weeks. But
I don't either.
I remember back in the 90s, the Packers took on the Lions back-to-back weeks. Final game of the regular season. Is that 93 season? That was the season then Brett Favre hit Sterling Sharp on that ridiculous bomb at the old Silverdome.
Man, you really have a good memory.
Oh, yeah. I remember watching that game. Favre was like rolling to his left, and Sharp, I think the defense basically kind of trailed him, and they just let Sharp go, thinking there's no way a quarterback's going to attempt this throw. Favre there was never a throw that he didn't like, right?
Well,
and he rainbowed one, a deep bomb to Sharp, and the Packers ended up winning that game that day.
I don't mean that. I mean that you knew the schedule part of it before that.
Oh.
Do you remember that they had played them, back-to-back weeks in that way?
Yeah, I want to say that was a 93 season. First time, was that one of their first playoff
Brett,
victories
I was in high
some
school.
time? I was in college then. But I remember some pretty excited folks watching that game. That was back in, remember the old Silverdome?
Sure.
And Barry Sanders, Herman Moore. What was that? Rodney Peete might have been the quarterback back then. Those are fun memories, fun times. You could. You're not a Packers fan, obviously. You're a big Bears fan.
I remember that game though.
But just that you could feel something was building with the Packers. Like, whoa, I think they might have actually a quarterback. Of course, Don Mikowski before Favre had that fantastic 1989 season, finished second in the MVP voting that year. Thought the Packers then had a quarterback, but unfortunately the Magic Man.
They did. He just got injured.
Yeah, had battled some injuries. He was a heck of a quarterback, heck of an athlete. So
anytime you suffer a shoulder injury, that affects that's your bread and butter.
But credit Ron Wolf for we think we might need a quarterback still, and bringing in Favre. What a lineage though. You go really from Lynn Dickey to Don Mikowski, and then of course Favre, Rodgers, and now the jury's still out on Love, but there's no question Love's got some tremendous talent. Some of the throws that he can uncork. Just needs to kind of take it easy on the picks a little bit, but
he's Jameis Winston. He's a better Jameis Winston.
Oh, settle down.
No, he's going to have one of those years where he's going to throw 35 touchdowns and like 25 picks.
Hey, that was what Peyton Manning would do that.
I was going to say that back in the day that no one raised
Nobody
their eyebrows.
cared, right? Yeah.
That was still considered. That's a Dan Marino year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And now all of a sudden you can't throw more than 15
I
picks.
know. Look at some of Peyton Manning's stats.
Oh, no, I
he
agree.
threw a bunch of picks. I mean, a lot of touchdowns
Yeah.
too.
Speaking of Hall of Famers, don't look at John Elway's stats.
Yeah.
Because he threw he had a lot of 24 touchdown, 20 interception kind of years.
But he was considered one of the all-time greats.
But that was a different era,
Yeah,
Brett,
it was.
when you could hit the receiver down the field.
Yeah.
I'm still giddy about that catch that Grant Hardy had.
Oh,
on
what
the
a catch.
sideline.
Well, what are your thoughts on this game? Of course,
Okay.
the unfortunate circumstances that North has been dealt with losing Ben Wenzel to the injury and the lengthy delay to tend to him and get him off the field. I still think that's got to be a tough mental blow to kind of recover from, but credit Appleton North putting some points on the board right there at the end of the half.
Brett, I think this first drive is key because Kimberly gets the ball right to start the second half. Now, your Appleton North defense, that would be so fortuitous for them if they're able to hold, get the ball back, go down and score, make it a one-score game, right? Then you're doing well because I thought they shot themselves in the foot. Boy, they had, 3 or 4 penalties right in a row over here to start the first quarter. I mean, you can't have that. I mean, and I'm sure that's something we got to clean up those pre-snap mistakes. Can't have that kind of stuff. Defensively, you lose one of your top players with Wenzel. But I think we got to give credit where credit is due, and that's Kimberly, Brett. They've been doing a really good job of keeping the focus on offense defensively, basically shutting down Appleton North's run game, forcing them to pass all the time. And we kind of saw Ellison with that strip sack really set up one of their touchdowns, Brett.
But credit that North defense. Remember after the fake punt,
yeah,
Kimberly had the ball again deep in Appleton North territory. And it was
could have been disastrous.
4th and inches, and maybe inches is being too liberal on that. It might have been 4th and an inch, but the North defense stood firm and then turned that into a field goal to end the half.
Brett, start of the fourth quarter, Xavier 21, Little Chute 14.
Okay, Hawks now with a couple touchdowns.
Kaukauna 31-6 over Pulaski late in the third. Plymouth over Luxembourg Casco 35-21. That's early in the fourth. So we can get some more of these area scores in.
Last check, Neenah game. I know that folks are wondering that.
Right?
Yeah, it's 42-8 with 6:52 left in the fourth quarter. Neenah well on its way to winning that one, and of course the Rockets then will await how this one plays out because Neenah will either come here next week against Kimberly or will be hosting Appleton North in a second round game.
Yeah, Brett, and Menasha now has brought it closer against Beaver Dam. They're now down 28-21 in the third.
Now, listen to that. I'm checking out our YouTube chat. Now, listen here, Nate Wise.
What did he say?
He says Don Mikowski was over the line. Now, settle down,
Yes.
Nate Wise.
Nate,
Hey,
are you a Bears fan? I'm with you, my friend.
Nate, you got to check out, look up Clubhouse Live on Google. Clubhouse Live, Don Mikowski.
I made my peace with Don.
We've had the Magic Man on our Packers show twice, and actually the Magic Man's going to be on our November 4th show. Not this Monday, but the following Monday. He's going to be back at the Fox Club, Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute. Nate, if you're around the Appleton area, come check it out. It's a free Packers show. This is our 16th season already. Hard to believe. Our 350th show will be that night with Don Mikowski. And the reason Magic Man's going to be on is because the Packers are going on their bye week. So those guys head out of town, so we won't be able to have the chance to get a current player on. But the Magic Man, he loves our show, wants to hang out with us and you, Ricardo, the Bears fan.
I made my peace. I forgave him for being over the line. I said, I'm over it. I forgive you. Let's put it behind us.
That was last year.
Last year.
2 years ago, when he first came on the show, you refused to acknowledge the fact
Yes.
that it was a touchdown pass to Sterling Sharp from Don Mikowski that beat the Chicago Bears. They did instant replay, and it was a reversal, Ricardo. And the Packers won that game.
I said I'm at peace with the decision, Brett. I'm not saying that I agree with it. I forgive Don.
Well, we'll bring it up again with Don Mikowski, but I guess I can kind of let the cat out of the bag right now. I'm going to announce
Why
that.
not? He's a legend.
What's
That's
that?
cool.
Magic
Don
Man?
Mikowski,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean-
we love Magic, right? I mean, that guy's a fantastic guest. So It's 6:30 on Monday, November 4th, any week at the Fox Club. Again, I'll plug Clubhouse Live. It's our Packer show. We just had Rashawn Gary on this last week. We're going to have Carrington Valentine on Monday. See if the Packers can beat the Jaguars, right? Not the Jaguars. That's a hard one.
That
to say.
is what?
Jaguars.
What?
Jaguars. That's how you say it.
Jaguars, not
No, you-
Jaguars.
No, Jaguars.
Jaguars. Okay.
You don't say Jaguars.
I just say Jags.
The Jags is easy, right?
Yeah.
Schwabbing on Jags. But anyway, it's a 6:30 start. 5 o'clock, gates open. Admission is free. Parking is free. They got food and drink available for purchase. And you get to hang out with members of the Green Bay Packers. But there are some weeks when we have our Legends edition, like the first week we had Leroy Butler on to get us going, Pro Football Hall of Famer. We've had Jerry Kramer, a whole bunch of different guys. But definitely check it out. And the Magic Man will be here on November 4th. It'll be a lot of fun. If you can't make it, you can watch it on any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites and Facebook pages, including Packers News and Clubhouse Live, and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. But anyway, Ricardo, as part of our November 4th show, anybody remember those great those posters?
Yeah.
Back in the 80s and 90s, just awesome athlete photos, like the Bash Brothers with Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire.
Yep.
Well, Magic has one, a brilliant one with the Magic Man, and he's got ripped off like a magic costume, right? Like a magician's.
Yes.
But it's all ripped and tattered, and he's got the eye black on. He looks cool, right? He's the Magic Man. Well, we've had a lot of fun with that poster on his visits, but this year, the person who best comes to the show looking like Don Mikowski in that poster will win some cool prizes and maybe get to meet Don Mikowski himself. Maybe get a picture with him or shake his hand, maybe a signed photo. I want somebody to look just like that poster, like Mikowski. You come to the show. You have to come to the show, and we'll set you up with a Don Mikowski experience. How does that sound? That's about all I can do with that poster. Then I'm done.
Brett, WLA now leads Springs 21-14 late in the fourth quarter. Oh, my goodness. So Coach Highland might go out, Brett, in the first round.
Not a good way to go out.
2:46 left in the Springs games. Brett, that would be a big-time upset, my friend.
Yeah. Somebody asking who gets the ball at the half. Kimberly opens the second half with the football.
By the way, if you want to go to postcrescent.com, under the sports tab, you'll find the varsity tab. Go in there and you'll see all the stories I've written the last week or so concerning breakdowns by each division for the playoffs, divisions 1 through 3, divisions 4 through 7, all free. And also there'll be links on those stories to our podcast, Brett, because you, Rosie, and I all, we spoke for about 45 minutes breaking down the divisions as well. So please check that out. Also, I have my top 10 teams from the Appleton area girls volleyball teams who have a shot at making it over to the Resch Center, Brett, because we're at, the regional level for girls volleyball as well.
Varsity Roundtable Wednesday nights.
Yep, we had, who did we have this past
We
Wednesday?
had Bayport girls volleyball.
Yeah. Hopefully this Wednesday we'll have some more volleyball or perhaps even a football team. Best place to find out. Follow me on TikTok. The show, I should say, at Varsity Roundtable. What else am I missing, Brett?
Well, next Friday we'll be at a second-round game somewhere.
That's true.
So I'll announce that on my Twitter account at PCBrettsy. We'll also put it on our Post Crescent website. We'll put the event on our Facebook page as well, our Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week, second round of the playoffs. We're going to take you all the way through the state semifinals, and then we're going to transition to basketball. Try to get a basketball game or two in around Thanksgiving time. And we're not that far off from that. Somebody was asking if we can if we stream state championship games. We are not allowed to do that.
No. I know you want us on there.
Those
we can't do it,
yeah,
Brett.
those games are televised, exclusive broadcast rights, so we can't stream any of those games. Hey, first half scoring, Ricardo. I should probably run that down real fast for anybody checking us out for the first time. North got on the scoreboard first. A 7-yard touchdown pass from Charlie Olson to Grant Hardy. 5:27 to play in the first quarter. 7-0 Appleton North. The ensuing kickoff. How about this? Carter Howard. 88-yard kickoff return. Tied it up. 7 apiece. 5:14 to play in the first. Then a pair of touchdown runs by Braden Ellefson, a 5-yarder and a 2-yarder in the second quarter. Kimberly leads 21-7. That second touchdown run came with 6:31 to play. That was off of his sack, forced fumble, and the fumble recovery. Did it all there. And then Mason Skorstad, a 29-yard field goal with just 1 second to go in the half. 21-10, that is your halftime score as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. Nate Wise and Mikowski knows in his heart of hearts that he was over the line.
He'll never admit it, Nate.
And he doesn't have to.
Now, Brett, was there a fake last game?
Yeah, remember, yes, good memory. That was the second half opened up the same way. Kimberly was to start the
Onside,
second half
yeah.
with the ball, and Appleton North with the onside kick, and I'm sure the Kimberly coaching staff is all over that
Yeah,
one.
the special teams coach, I'm sure, is telling everybody to make sure, be
It was-
aware.
Well, it was almost not a classic onside. It was almost like a little pooch kick right over that first line there, and it kind of found the soft spot in the field. And North, took a little bit of a turf bounce, and North was able to pounce on the ball. So third quarter, we're ready to start here. Will Appleton North do the same thing? Nope, they're going to kind of a line drive kick, and that's Marcus Doucette fielding it. And Marcus Doucette trying to get around. Still on his feet, past the 35, dives forward to about the 37 to 38.
Remember what I said, Brett, that this drive for Kimberly is critical for Appleton North. Last thing you want to do is have them go down, score, or have it where they really flip the field and you're starting within your own 15-yard line or something like that. You're down 11 points. Field goal, 2-point conversion, and a touchdown gets you back in this one, but the defense has to show up here for Appleton North.
Winner of this one takes on, I'm assuming Nina has won that game by now, takes on the Rockets next week. Whoa, watch out! Slipped through Plu's hands. He's going to have to foul on it, and does. Wow. Ricardo, just as you were saying.
Loss back to the 12-yard line.
Brett, that's a loss of 26 yards.
Mm.
Be second and 36. Okay, now, if you're Kimberly, just get some yardage here.
Second down.
Second down and what? It says on the scoreboard,
36.
second and 36. Ball on the 12 after the misfire on.
So was it Plu who got that? Boy,
Yeah.
he's going to be negative 26 yards then. Oh, boy, that's tough.
Yeah, you're right. You're just going to have to hope you can pick up something decent here on these next two plays and at least give your punt team a chance to
28, Brady Bell on the
play a little field position. But what an opportunity now for Appleton North here to open the second half.
into the 19-yard line.
Third and 29, we'll call it.
Third and 29 for the Makers.
You don't see those kind of mistakes from Kimberly too much, Brett.
Not too much, but boy, what a chance here for Appleton North. Bell keeps it, and just working his way up the middle of the field, brought down, and the punt team will have to come out. And that is a big win for this
Bell again on the
North
carry.
defense, Ricardo.
Good job by Bell to get 7 yards and 5 on those last two carries. Makes it 4th and 24.
4-yard line.
But yeah, so here we go. This is the kind of the break that Appleton North needed here, Brett.
On punt for the Makers,
Hermes,
10.
big leg, the punter. And number 11, Michael Guido, back for Appleton North. So Hermes, line drive, and woof.
That go out of bounds by midfield.
Yeah, and that's
Oh,
exactly where
right
the
at midfield.
official's going to mark it, right at the 50-yard line. So what an opportunity for Appleton North.
26-yard punt, Brett.
Well, there was some pretty good pressure, I thought. Hermes had to kind of get that one off in a hurry, and line drived it right out of bounds at the 50.
So now if you're a Psalm, like what you tell your team, here we are. We got the break. Let's make the most of this. We got to go in and score, get some sort of points.
Yeah, and again, the connection that really seemed to be humming in the first half, Olsen and Hardy, some big plays. Of course, Hardy with that one-handed grab along that far sideline to set up that field goal here to end the first half. Olsen, now he's going to hand off to, no, Olsen keeps it, and Ellefson there. Looked like Wilson was going to have it on the handoff, but Wilson decided to pull it back and tuck it in himself, gets a couple, second down.
2-yard gain for Ellefson. It's good to see him back out there. I'm sorry, Olsen, but Ellefson with the tackle, so good to see him back out there. Second down and 8. North with 5 receivers, BC.
Wilson in motion again, and this time, nope, whoa, knocked away.
Yep.
Watch out. Oh, it's intercepted. Is that Hanlon who came down with it? Sawyer Hanlon with the pick. The senior defensive lineman grabs it after it was knocked up. Didn't see Ricardo who got his hand on the ball. I thought it looked like North was trying to knock it down, but it just stayed up.
Who saw it, trying to knock it down, Brett, but it went, unfortunately, when he knocked it down, it went right into Hanlon's hand.
Yeah, so Hanlon, Johnny on the spot, showing he's got some good hands, and what a big turnover here. Oof. Didn't see who gets credited, though, with knocking it in the air in the first place. Ellefson.
Oh,
whoa,
boy.
wow. Boy, did
What
he
a-
take a shot. Is that number 34 for Appleton North? Trey Fox, the junior
was-
defensive lineman, got in there quick.
Shot out of a cannon. He might have even slowed down a little bit before he hit Ellefson, Brett. So now if you're Kimberly, you got a real good shot at putting this game in a tough position for Appleton North.
Yeah, but this is where the North defense thrives in these situations, right? I mean, they don't bend. Second down for Ellefson. He's going to hand off to Doucette. And look at Bobby, saw him wrap it up and bringing Doucette down. Maybe a yard, 3rd and 9 coming up.
Boy, you know, you're talking about Trey Fox, Brett. A bit undersized, 6'4", 190.
Fast.
Fast as heck, but boy, you like to have him have a couple more cheeseburgers or something, you know? Just you know.
He's a junior. He's got another season to.
He's got that wide frame. He can probably put on a fair amount of muscle.
Remember, we had Carl Brooks on Clubhouse Live a little bit earlier this season. Very talented Packers defensive lineman. He was, a wide receiver in high school. He said he ate a lot of peanut butter and jelly before bedtime. Pump fake.
Indeed.
Oh, nope, not there. And number 40, I think, was there for the. Is that John Baer Boss? The junior linebacker brings down Ellefson. Ellefson, little pump fake, but good coverage in the back end again of that North defense. Now, if you're Kimberly, what do you do? It looks like the Papermaker is going to keep their offense out on the field, ball at the 38-yard line.
It was just one of those pooch punt opportunities here.
You might want to play field position here, right?
I would, yeah.
But nope. Kimberly looking to convert here on 4th and 10. Can this North defense hold as Ellefson takes a snap, going downfield, and that's a first down toss and a flag on top of that.
Hit out of bounds, huh?
That's Carter Howard with the catch. Wow, what a conversion. Ricardo, he had a lot of space to operate here on the near side.
Boy, needed 9, got 11 on the pass play. You can't have those kind of breakdowns on defense, Brett.
Especially with how well they played. That's a personal foul against the Lightning, so 15 more. So what, 26-yard play total? 11 yards on the pass. That takes it inside the 15 to
12 or 14, okay.
Well, 14, maybe 13 13 and a half. I guess we'll say 14. That's a big play right there. And now we're going to get encroachment on top of that. 5 more yards, Ricardo.
If you're Appleton North, you're falling apart a little bit here. Got to get together here and get back in this, because Brett, it's only the third quarter.
Yeah, and it's 21-10. 11-point game. No, it's going to go against Kimberly.
Oh,
So it's going to push the Papermakers back 5 yards. Procedure call. So a break there for Appleton North. Now Kimberly behind the sticks here, 1st and 15. And right now, that's North defense trying to keep the Papermakers out of the end zone, forcing a field goal, maybe even a turnover here. Ellefson going to keep it. Oh, look at that. Good play there by Trey Fox again, Ricardo. So fast from that defensive line position. Quick, athletic, gets in the backfield and brings down Ellefson.
Brett, Springs does fall to WLA. Get this. They score with a minute left. 21-20. They go for 2. Oh, Highland goes for 2. They miss the 2-point conversion, and that's it. 21-20 WLA over Springs. The state's winningest coach out in the first round of his final year.
Well, what a career for Bob Highland at St. Mary Springs. But that is rare to see the Ledgers out. We'll have to see when the last time they lost in the first round is Bell getting some run and inside the 10 to about the 9. No, right at the 10, 3rd down coming up.
Gain to the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Pecana 38, Pulaski 13, Brett.
Looking good for the
That's
Ghosts.
in the 4th. What is it, 3rd down and 6?
3rd down and 7. As Doucette takes it, looking for some space. Doucette! And he is down at the 1. Good, some good blocking there on that left side, Ricardo. Doucette nearly into the end zone, and he'll be down inside the 1.
Freedom 28, St. Croix Central 7. Final, Brett.
Yeah, that's
Irish move on.
St. Croix Central, is that a middle border team?
It is.
Yeah, that's a good win. Thought that might be a little bit of a tricky one. We have a flag on sportsmanlike conduct on Appleton North on top of that, but ball already at the 1. So inside the 1, right at the goal line here, Ricardo, and wonder if they'll try that tush push and put Ellefson under center here. Try to get him in. Nope, it's going to be a direct snap. Wildcat for Doucette. Doucette takes it, and oh, what a play! I think that was number 72 with the stop, Jack Hawkins, the senior defensive lineman, Ricardo. I thought Doucette was going to get in, but Hawkins meets Doucette right at the goal line.
Hawkins also a great starter on the offensive line, Brett, as well.
So ball still inside the 1 here as we're at the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter in this first round game. This time Wildcat Bell takes it, and Bell's in from a yard out. With that key 3rd down hookup, right, from 4th down. Ellefson to, was that Howard? Hermes now with the PAT. That sails through. And with 4:49 to play in the third quarter, we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. Kimberly on top, 28-10 over Appleton North. That was a fourth down hookup, right? They needed, 9 and got 11? Was it?
Mm-hmm.
And that drive stays alive and results in the 1-yard touchdown run. Xavier beats Little Chute 21-14.
Oh, that's a little bit of surprise.
That was a battle. Beaver Dam up 35-21.
Here's another upset special. Shiocton's leading Roncalli 12-7. Shiocton enter the playoffs with a 3-6 record.
So Ricardo, and that was this drive. Obviously, the Hanlon pick.
Yes.
Was what gave Kimberly the ball. Boy, what again a turn of events. Remember, direct snap, and the Wildcat goes sailing through Keegan Plu's hands, and was it 2nd and 36? I think after that, something like that. It just kept bouncing. So you're trying to play field position, and North gets the ball at the 50. And just ends up with a huge turnover that Kimberly turns into a touchdown. Right at the goal line, Bobby saw him with the return.
Now, Brett, there is plenty of time left, 4:45 left in the third. But these offensive possessions got to result in points. So you're kind of under the gun in that way. But with a whole other quarter to play, and you have the rest of 4 minutes, 45 seconds. I think there's time here, but those mistakes that you've been making, they gotta go. Ball's at the 18, first down and 10.
Five receivers for Appleton North. Charlie Olson waiting for the snap. Quickly out of his hands, and Tamori, the intended target. I think maybe Williamson was there. Let's see if couldn't tell if he got a hand on it. Looking at Appleton North, Ricardo. This is the most points Appleton North has surrendered in a game this season. It was 25, which came in that 25-14 loss to Neenah back in week 6. Otherwise, 7 games this season, the Lightning had allowed 13 points or less, and in 4 of those, 7 points or less. So a rarity here tonight. Incomplete pass, third down coming up.
Now here's an interesting score, Brett. We were talking about the Classic 8.
Mm-hmm.
Their champion, and they raised a fuss. Conomowoc.
Yeah.
60. They're down to Racine Case, 24-14 with 2:40 left.
Whoa!
So
Wow.
Racine Case did not win. That was Franklin that won the Southeastern Conference, Brett.
Ricardo is maybe the Classic 8 a touch overrated this year. It's always a good league, but
let's just say Conomowoc, I guess, was placed where they should have been.
you know, that is the best league by far from what we've heard.
Yeah, it's not.
Olsen going downfield just too far for
he had his
Prince.
guy, Brett.
Yeah. And that's a quick 3 and out. North's going to have to punt it away. Well, that's what we heard. But I'd put the FEA up against pretty much any other league in the state.
I will say this, Arrowhead's leading Sussex Hamilton 29-14. That's also in the fourth. Luxembourg Casco does fall to Plymouth, Brett, 49-21. See if I get some of these other scores. Cross Logan up over Wapaka, 42-21. And that's a final, Brett, 42-27. Franklin holds off Fondy.
Ooh, high punt. Let's see where this is going to bounce. Right out at the 40-yard line, so great field position again for Kimberly in command here with 4:24 still remaining in the third quarter.
Kalkana up over Pulaski, 45-13.
Chad Michaelwitz had this to say about taking on Appleton North again this week, quote, as witnessed last week, it was a great high school football game between two programs that know each other very well. Mistakes tend to get magnified in playoff games, so we will have to be at our very best to play a clean game in all three phases. And that's definitely true. Mistakes always magnified at this time of year. Rob Somm, Appleton North head coach, said, quote, we are excited to participate in the WIAA playoffs for the 20th consecutive year. As that's Plu looking for some space.
Flag.
And is that going to be a hold probably coming back?
It's in that area, as I saw. The flag was thrown right at Cy Freund, number 77, and it looks like that will be a penalty against Kimberly.
Rob Somm also said, quote, we face off against one of the best teams in the state. Kimberly has a long-standing tradition of excellence with a talented roster, experienced coaching staff, and high aspirations for a state championship. As the 7th seed, we'll give it our all for 48 minutes and see where it takes us. We have a dedicated team that loves the game and won't give up until the final whistle blows, end quote.
First and 20 for the Makers.
Those quotes provided by our colleague, Mike Sherry. Mike does a great job previewing the games each week and reaches out to the coaches, and they provide their thoughts. And, wow, Bell, big hard run, gets back to almost to the original line of scrimmage.
Shot out of a cannon there.
Second and 11 for the Makers.
Winner of this game takes on Neenah next week.
Hank DeWild saying, hey, Conemaugh getting a 6 seed is crazy. Imagine what you would say if Kokona, Neenah, or Kimberly would have gotten a 6 seed. Well, Conemaugh lost. So.
Or is losing.
Ellison 24-14.
Play fake. Now he's on a scramble drill. Throws behind, intercepted. Through but signed. Is that Bobby? Who?
Oh, no.
No. Is that number 8?
That is Eli Vizina.
Yeah. Senior defensive back there. That pass was thrown behind Cullen, and Vizina with a big interception. Ricardo, maybe this is the spark. There's still 3:03 to play in this third quarter.
Plenty of time, as I'd mentioned before. First and 10 at the 39, 3:03 left. But like I said, we're seeing, I don't think the Southeastern Conference, which we're seeing cases a part of, is nowhere near as good as the Classic 8 or the FBA, but for them to lose to Racine Case, I think says a lot. Maybe the Classic 8's down this year, Brett.
Watch out, Olsen, and escapes.
How to get out of that?
Well, almost, but then that's number 3 coming in, Landon Van Offeren, the senior defensive back. Somehow Olsen escapes the initial pressure, but Van Offeren credited with the sack. So very active defense there. Setting up a 2nd and 12, 2-yard loss. Yeah, maybe the Classic 8 is maybe not as formidable. Remember, we went down to Muskego week 1 for Neenah at Muskego, and Neenah for that first half.
Yeah, I mean, that
really took it to the Warriors.
Yeah, Muskego kind of had a down year this year. McWanago's good. Appleton North, that was a close game right to the end with McWanago as well.
It's a game that I think Appleton North probably could very well have won. We streamed that game as well. That was a Thursday night in week 1. Olsen.
Got to get rid of it.
And, wow, what a catch. And again, keeping the play alive. That was a great grab by Prince. Yeah, that was a 20-10 loss to McWanago in week 1. That was back on August 22nd. But that was a game that Appleton North was in. I think there was a late score by McWanago. Otherwise, it was a pretty nip-and-tuck game. Third down, Olsen looking to his left, fires a fastball, and it's caught by Muchow. And that's a first down right at the 50.
fastball, just like you said, Brett.
Gain to the 49-yard line. First and 10, Appleton North.
Yeah, if you're Appleton North, I like this, Ricardo. Kind of get to the line quickly, right? And let's now the officials are going to stop the clock. They thinking they're going to have to measure this?
That was at the 50. Why is it at the 49?
Yeah, now they backed it up. So it looks like they're going to have to bring out the sticks, and they had to actually move the chains. So they had to reset the chains.
Well, the official was at the 50.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like it's past the chain from what I'm seeing here, Brett. I'm right down the line here, right where it's at the 49.
Beaver Dam does take down Menasha 35-21. So Ricardo will probably be one of the last games going here tonight. Again, if you're late to the webcast here, the broadcast, we had a pretty lengthy injury delay in the first quarter, right? Late in the first quarter, Lightning junior linebacker Ben Wenzel went down. Looked like they were working on his left leg and needed to be taken off the field in an ambulance. So again, our thoughts and prayers and well wishes to Ben and his family, and hopefully he'll be back on his feet in no time. But that was a pretty substantial, about a 30-minute delay, I want to say, around there.
Timeout for a measurement.
So still a minute 33 to play in this third quarter as they're going to bring out the chains.
Ref's struggling a little bit, Brett. I saw them mark it at the 50. Now it's at the 49.
Good shot there by Rosie.
That's a first down.
And that is by a nose. That's a first down.
First and 10, Appleton North on their own 49-yard line.
Nina already winning tonight. Had a pretty lopsided victory against Milwaukee Hamilton / Audubon, I think the co-op, and the Rockets awaiting to see which one of these two teams they'll face next week as Olsen tucks it in, and he's got some space. Good, hard, fast run by Charlie Olsen, and that's a first down in Kimberly territory.
Or 11-yard gain.
38-yard line. First and 10, Appleton North.
Ball at the 38.
Yep, North moving along here.
Guido in motion. Now Olsen drops back, trying to set up a little bit of a screen for Hardy, but the Papermakers read that. I want to say 24, Brennan Resch, junior defensive back, one of the first ones there.
Number 1, Benny Kiefer on the tackle.
Benny Kiefer also credited with a tackle, senior defensive back.
Gain of about a half yard, Brett. Second down at the 37 or so. At the 38, actually, they're calling it no gain.
Into the Kimberly 38-yard line.
Second down. As Olsen rolling to his right, got to get rid of it.
Yep.
And that was Sawyer Hanlon just coming in. Hanlon, a disruptor all game long, all season long, the senior defensive lineman, 6'3", 250 pounds, and he was kind of the ham of your Elite 11s. See a little commercial, right? The little promo, and he's just
Dancing
doing a little dance. Got a little good sense of humor. Heck of a player as well.
And showing off some hands, Brett, because he
got the pick, right?
He did.
Oh, you got to get rid of it quickly. There's a screen to Hardy, but again, number 24, that's Resch.
Brett, they may have ran the same play.
Trying to get something, the ball into one of your playmakers' hands. So fourth down, and will the Lightning get a play off here before this quarter comes to a close? No, I see Olsen. He's running to the huddle quickly.
Maybe
and
get them offside?
He's trying to get this play off. 5 seconds to go. Here we go. Olsen. And does not get it off. And that's how the third quarter comes to a close here at Papermaker Stadium. 12 minutes to go in this WIAA Division I first round game. Papermakers up 28-10 as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard. Again, folks, I haven't mentioned this, but we would appreciate you signing up for a digital subscription to the Post-Crescent or any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. $1 for 6 months. That's all that costs, and you get full unlimited access on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices every day, exclusive subscriber newsletters, full access to national reporting with the USA Today Sports Plus app. Also, the e-edition is part of that. That's a digital replica of the print edition. Find more information on any of our websites. Again, 6 months for just $1. Fourth down is how the fourth quarter will open up. Appleton North needing this one. Olsen waits for it, and a little play fake to Wilson. Olsen scrambling, chased by Hanlon. Throws it downfield and almost caught by Hardy, but Resch was there. That was a heck of a throw just to get that there, Ricardo, but heavy pressure. You had Hanlon, you had Eli Jansen, number 98, Tyler Hinn. All those defensive linemen breaking free and making, really blowing up that play. A desperation toss by Olsen falls incomplete, turnover and downs.
Yeah, you kind of see again, we talked about how the Kimberly defensive line is very active. It's a disruptive defensive line and really sets the tempo for the entire defense.
Well, if you're Chad Michaelwitz, head coach for the Papermakers, Ricardo, what you want to see here with 11:52 to play, you're up 28-10, try to get some rhythm going in the run game and milk this clock a little bit. There is a nice, good run. That's Marcus Doucette. Good to see him back. We saw him back for the first time last week. Remember, he broke his collarbone back in week 2 against Bayport. Thought he was going to be out for the season, but healed great. I actually ran into Marcus's mother coming in tonight to the stadium, and I said, "Oh, to be young." I said, I sprained my ankle, and I'm out for 6 months.
That's right. Still wearing shorts, though.
This kid breaks his collarbone, and he's back on the field in 7 months, and good to see Marcus doing his thing and running hard. This time it's Keegan Plew, brought down by, who was that there? That is number 6 for the Lightning, the Mason Skorstad. Not only is he a great kicker, but a heck of a linebacker as well. And a chance for Appleton North here to get off the field and get that ball back into Charlie Olsen's hands. And you never know, Ricardo, 18-point game. A lot of time left in this game. Handoff, that's Doucette. Oh, he's got a first down and more. Good hole. And boy, he just exploded through that.
Takes it past midfield now, Brett.
Good purposeful run by Doucette, yeah, at the 48. And we kind of mentioned that last week, too. Brings a little bit of a different style now that he's back on the field. And just, he once he makes that decision where he's going, that's where he's going. And you saw him just shoot through that gap for the first down.
Winnicott moving on, 35-13 winners over Kohler.
Exactly what the Papermakers want to do here. Pick up a first down. No, Elfson, he's on the run. Wow, escapes pressure and races out of bounds. Number 72, Jack Hawkins, had a beat on Ellefson, but Ellefson doing a good job to elude a very good player in Jack Hawkins, the senior defensive lineman. Second down. As Ellefson waits, Howard in motion. That's a little flip pass to Howard, and Howard still carrying some guys near the 40-yard line, maybe inside the 40 to the 39. Kimberly, you're looking at their playoff history. Kimberly has advanced to the state quarterfinals in each of its previous or past 11 playoff appearances. That's a heck of a run, and the Papermakers have advanced to the state semifinals in 12 of their past 16 playoff appearances. Of course, they've gone on to win 8 state titles and appear in 10 championship games. That's some pretty good postseason success, Ricardo.
That they have. 3rd and short.
That's Doucette. Boy, nice little stutter move there, and Doucette. And now, Ricardo, that line kind of taking over, just enough of a gap or a crease for Doucette, who did a really good job, almost a little jump cut, just a little stutter step, and a ball to, the 25-yard line.
Nice drive here, Brett. 7 play. Remember, that started back at the 35.
Ellefson looking to his left, going to take a shot to the end zone for, whoa, was that?
It might have been
I
picked.
think that was picked.
It was.
And it is. What an interception by Daniel Garrigan. Front corner of the end zone. Ellefson took a shot. Garrigan coming over. He now has, a team-leading 5 interceptions for Appleton North, the senior defensive back with a big turnover.
Don't count him out just yet, Brett. Needed a big defensive play there, Brett. That was on a first down. They're kind of trying to put the game completely out of reach by this point.
Olsen's going to keep it, and Ellefson and Hanlon trying to bring down the quarterback. Finally do, I should say. Olsen looking for some help. Whoa, wow, what a sack there. Eli Jansen just grabbed the Appleton North quarterback, the junior defensive end, 6'3", 225 pounds, got his big paws on Olsen, and Olsen nowhere to go. And Ricardo, that's really a coverage sack. There was just nothing downfield for the Lightning quarterback.
Where are they marking that?
That is going to be at the, looks like the 12. Olsen trying to set up a screen. That was Guido, so 4th down coming up, and North punt team out. So the Kimberly defense holds again as the clock continues to run here as we look at our Cellcom scoreboard.
Back return the punt return number 14, Carter Howard. The punt for Lightning, number 14, Grant Hardy.
Hardy. And what do we have here?
Flag in the play.
Waving that off, Brett.
Hardy, nice high punt. Howard just getting away from it. And bounces to about the 49-yard line where the Papermakers will take over. Up 28-10 with 6:17 to play in this first round game.
Ball will be just placed inside Appleton North territory at the 49. 6:17 left, Brett, and I'm sure if I'm Kimberly, let's just run this till they can't. Run it till they can't stop us. I should have been a coach.
Yeah, well.
What a great strategy, huh?
Yeah. Didn't see this tweet from earlier, about 44, 45 minutes ago from a friend, Brent. Shoot pelts. That's Doucette. Said long night for these kids and the broadcasters. He put in parentheses, what does North have to do to get their juice back after the injury? Did that one-handed catch help? Can Kimberly keep on the gas in the second half? I'll hang up and listen. I guess, Brent, you kind of have seen how this has played out. Not sure North really ever regained. I think that the turning point when you talk about
Ellison sack?
The action on the field was that Carter Howard kickoff return.
Okay.
Remember, North takes a 7-0 lead. They look good and went down the field against that Kimberly defense, and then all of a sudden, bam, Howard with the return, and next thing you know, it's 7-7. Of course, then the unfortunate injury to Wenzel and the long delay to take care of him didn't help. Appleton North kind of flipped the switch, if you will, but both teams had to kind of sit through that, and Kimberly put a couple touchdowns on the board in the second quarter, but a lot of mistakes, I think, Ricardo.
Yeah, and this wasn't really technically a clean game by Kimberly as well. A couple turnovers, some penalties. They got to clean some stuff up, as it looks now that they'll be playing here against Nina.
Well, if that's the matchup, I can already tell everybody that's the game we'll be streaming next week. As Doucette crashes forward and gets the first down. Kimberly and Nina is what it is appearing to be the case, which would be here at Papermaker Stadium. Winner goes on to the state quarterfinals, but we'll see. There's still 4.5 to play. But I don't know. Maybe you disagree, but I just thought that kickoff return was a huge answer.
No, I thought, to me, the turning point of the game was the Ellison strip sack recovery, and then they go in for that touchdown. But you're right, that kickoff return was quite pivotal as well.
Bell with the carry, still up, finally brought down. Yeah. Well, we always post a play or plays of the game afterwards.
You're good with either way. I mean, that was such a, especially, I guess you could say yes, because North had just scored.
Had all the momentum.
Yeah, and then boom, just like that, Kimberly rips it away.
Yeah, you're thinking you're North, you're feeling you're pretty good. You're up 7-0. Our offense just did some good work. We got a great defense, and boom, just like that, it's a tie game. But you're right, Braden Ellison with the strip sack, and then he ends up scoring. And that at that time made it 21-7 midway through the second quarter. Ooh, Plough. Oh, Plough's gonna ice this game with a 33-yard score. Boy, big hole there for Keegan Plough, just plowing his way through. And probably, Ricardo, the back breaker. As I said earlier, the most points Appleton North has given up in a game is tonight It previously was 25 against the Rockets back in week 6. Nina winning that game. And now these 35 points that Kimberly has put on the scoreboard tonight. As we look at our Cellcom scoreboard, the most against an Appleton North defense this season.
Nice shot there of Doucette and Plu. Good job there, Rosie. Rosie's always on the ball, this guy.
Does a great job.
But I have unofficially, it was a very diverse run game for Kimberly, Brett. I have Keegan Plu, 8 carries, 96 yards. First team All-FBA selection, Keegan Plu. So I'll have to update my Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter or formerly known as Twitter, it's now X, at Ricardo DeLeon, DELIAN. Again, don't forget to follow Rosie and Brett. Brett's at PC Brettsy, Rosie's at Metal Rosie.
Kimberly number 10, Maddox Hermes.
Not the game we expected.
No.
Expected a low-scoring defensive slugfest like we saw last week. Remember, Kimberly.
Like we saw last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, both games last year. Remember, that was just a week ago when Kimberly won 10-9. Short kick, live ball, fielded. That is Muchow with the return, still on his feet. Near sideline, still on his feet, finally knocked out.
Buckout on the return.
Brett Shyokton beat Roncalli 20-13. Again, Shyokton entered the playoffs 3-6 overall.
Holding against Appleton North.
And, I didn't even see the flag there. Yep. Hold is the call. Hey, as long as you're in, right? Remember that Winneconne team back about 10,
That's right.
11 years ago? Weren't they a 4-5 team and ended
Yes,
up going
sir.
and winning 5 games to win the state championship? And ended up with a 9-5 record. And I remember that team because my son, my oldest son, played in that league and might have been one of the last teams to beat Winneconne that year. Who knew at the time that
He didn't know they'd be beating a state champion.
the Wolves got red hot. Yeah, and remember they played Platteville that year, which
They also were a surprise
yeah,
finalist.
that was a Division IV state championship game back in 2013. Ooh. Guido with the reception, but that's number 46, Logan Hippis, the junior linebacker, coming in.
Different now, though, Brett. Winneconne undefeated. And
Yeah, they're pretty good, aren't they?
They easily got past their first-round playoff opponent, Kohler. And
I know you like their quarterback a lot.
I do. He is one of the best athletes in the area.
Brody Schaefer.
Rosie, they're playing a little bit of Ace, huh? I know Rosie likes this song. But, Brett, right now, Kimberly's defense, I think, doesn't get enough credit for the job it's done tonight as well.
And all season long.
All
this
season long,
is,
you're right.
This is one of the, we talk about North a lot, of course, but Kimberly, one of the state's best defensive units as well. Hippis again, and number 42 this time. Jackson Diedrich, the junior linebacker, bringing down Guido. Final 2 minutes to play. Our photographer, I saw Bill Glasheen out here tonight. Check out the photo gallery from this game later on at postcrescent.com. Bill always has some great shots. Kimberly and Nina, the matchup next week Friday here at Papermaker Stadium. And Ricardo and everybody else out there, I can tell you, we will be here for that. That will be our Cellcom Varsity Game of the Week live stream. Nice toss from Olson to Hardy. Another big matchup of FBA rivals, and of course Ricardo and Nina, the only team to have beaten Kimberly this season.
I think Kimberly will be excited to play them again, Brett.
Yeah, that was Nina winning that one 29-28 back in week 7.
Pass complete to Hardy.
Yeah, and Kimberly, I remember that game Brett made that critical punt return where they muffed it.
First and 10, Appleton North.
And that led to some Nina points, and there's some interceptions. You know, if they clean things up like that, I think Kimberly's pretty confident in that matchup next round.
I think Nina's going to be quite confident, too.
Oh, them too. Yep. Oh, nice back shoulder catch. Who was that out there? Is that Hardy again?
That's Guido.
Oh,
That was a laser, though. One thing about Charlie Olson, good looking quarterback. Boy, he's got an arm, doesn't he?
Johnson on the defense.
Down to Hardy this time, and Hardy
Pass complete to Hardy.
stops the clock with 43 seconds to play. So you're, I guess, Ricardo, I mean, this one is all but done, just waiting for the scoreboard to
12-yard line, first and 10, Appleton
reach
North.
0, but I guess your thoughts on how this played out tonight.
sloppy game in the first
Yeah.
quarter. So I didn't really know what to think, but I think Kimberly was able to recover quickly. I think, again, that kickoff return was big. The Ellefson strip sack, also big, and it kind of got things going in the right direction. And for me, Appleton North, now they're moving the ball now, but this is against the second team Kimberly defense, but I never felt they found their footing other than maybe one drive. You got to credit Kimberly's defense for that. So Appleton North was more explosive, Brett, but it wasn't consistent enough, to eat clock, to kind of have things go momentum-wise in their favor. There were just little bursts of offense, but you can't do that against Kimberly. You got to have a dedicated, consistent offense if you want to try to beat them.
As for the Papermakers, what some big plays.
Oh yeah, and they had some mistakes too. Look out.
Yeah, watch out is right. Olson. Oh, wow. Oh, almost completed to DJ Wilson.
But, Kimberly, Brett, and for those of you, please, again, go to postcards.com, read my division breakdown. I have Kimberly making it to the final. And I think and I know it's going to be a hellacious road to get there. I understand that. But who else has the resume that these guys do where they can get that done? They play in a tough league. They have a pedigree, a championship pedigree. That's why I feel good about them possibly making it to I have them making it to the championship game and winning everything. So to me, to beat Kimberly, you really got to play your best game, and then you got to hope that they make mistakes. And I just don't think that that's a consistent game plan or one that you can logically think is going to happen. We saw them make it all the way to the state semifinal last year, but they gave Marquette the best game in the postseason.
Yeah, right.
Remember, they lost by a touchdown. Then they go on and whip up on Franklin.
Well, you look at Kimberly, eight titles, right? That's tied for the second most in state history, 10 championship appearances. Papermakers' overall record dating back to the 2013 season coming in 149 wins, 9 losses. Of course, that includes that state record 70-game winning streak. So that's just incredible run of success and buoyed by what you said, Ricardo, and how to beat Kimberly. It's tough. We're hoping that they make some mistakes, and this team's got the pedigree to make another deep run.
51, back on that tackle.
Clock
Is that
ticking.
it?
Well, it's 4th and 10. I think they're going to run one more play here to close out this first round game. Snap. Olson's going to have it. And there's some razzle-dazzle, and look at this. That's going to be DJ Wilson getting into the end zone on a 14-yard score.
Touchdown, Appleton North. That's the ball game. The final score: the Kimberly Papermakers 35, the Appleton North 60.
And that is the final play. It was the touchdown run by DJ Wilson. Ricardo, was that did I say a 14-yard run there?
That was 14.
So 35-16 is the finals. We look at our Cellcom scoreboard. Papermakers with the win, 35-16, and Kimberly moves on to the second round of the WIAA Division I playoffs. The Papermakers will host the Neenah Rockets right here at Papermaker Stadium, a game we will stream. That will be our Cellcom varsity game of the week. Live stream, cannot wait for that one. That should be
a good one.
A whale of a game. Ricardo gave his thoughts on both teams.
And I'm going to get down there and talk to Coach
and
Michael Witz.
look for some stuff, on Post Crescent tomorrow?
Tonight there'll be a roundup story,
Okay.
but then tomorrow a.m. there should be a more added context kind of story.
With quotes and all that stuff.
And playoff pairings, who won from this and what we're expecting for the second round.
Sounds good. And again, Bill Glasheen, our photographer, was here, so there'll be a photo gallery online at postcrescent.com. Check that out later on as well. I'm going to run down the scoring, and then we're going to sign off.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
And by the way, again, best wishes to Ben Wenzel, right?
Yeah, and that was, again, if you're wondering, wow, why is this game at 10 o'clock? Well, that's because we had a 30-minute or so kind of delay because that the young Wenzel linebacker, outstanding linebacker for North, had the leg injury, and we hope he's okay, Brett, because from what we hear, that was kind of a tough injury.
Yeah, and taken off by an ambulance. But, again, we're thinking of you, Ben, and the Wenzel family, and hope you'll bounce back quickly for sure. So let me run down the scoring here, and then I'll sign off. Appleton North on the scoreboard first, a 7-yard touchdown pass from Charlie Olson to Grant Hardy. 7-0 Lightning with 5:27 to play. And then the ensuing kickoff return, 88 yards by Carter Howard, tied it up right away, 7-7 apiece. I thought that was a big game turning play, momentum-changing play. And then the Papermakers back-to-back touchdown runs by Braden Ellison in the second quarter, a 5-yard run with 11:54 to play. He kind of pushed the pile, got into the end zone. It looked like he was stopped shy, but was able to get across the goal line. And then with 6:31 to play in the second quarter, a 2-yard touchdown run. Remember, he really kind of did it all. A strip sack defensively and forced the fumble, picked up the fumble, and then ended up scoring on the touchdown a little bit later. The 2-yard run made it 21-7. Appleton North, a 29-yard field goal by Mason Skorstad with 1 second to play before half made it 21-10. In the third quarter, with 4:49 to play, a 28-yard or 1-yard run by Brady Bell, number 28, made it 28-10. That was off of the Sawyer Hanlon pick. And then a 33-yard run by Keegan Plew with 3:07 to play in the game made it 35-10. And then as time expired, the 14-yard touchdown run for Appleton North by DJ Wilson, 35-16. That is the final. With the victory, Kimberly improves to 8-1 on the season. The Papermakers advance to next Friday's second round game here in Division I. The Papermakers will host Neenah. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Appleton North finishes its season 5-5. And again, as I mentioned, we will be back here at Papermaker Stadium next Friday night for that Kimberly-Neenah showdown. Live coverage will kick off here at 6:45 p.m. and you can always access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Black Friday is starting early at Cellcom now through November 4th. Choose a smartphone for just $1 per month. And get those stocking stuffers ready with buy one, gift one free on all connected watches, tablets, and cameras. Mix and match to spread the love and cheer. Visit Cellcom.com for details. As for Cooney's, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Visit them online at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear.com. So for Ricardo, for Rosie, and the entire crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, this is Brett Christopherson saying so long from Papermaker Stadium here in Kimberly. Once again, the final score tonight. Papermakers take down the Lightning 35-16.